up, Woodward? We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up!
Y'all got Kool-Aid hot.
Fired up! But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener! Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm. Because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
Hey, what up, though, people? Welcome to Wake Up Woodward. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off the day with the WUW Crew. Feels like it's been a minute since this guy has been up here. Man, what up, dog, to Matthew Broder, our credentialed Tigers reporter. And you know what? I'm just still ball knower. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, puck. Yo, the real ones will know what that is. Kicking and screaming, shut up.
Hey. I don't know hockey as well as the others, but we do have some hockey news to get to. Dude, I'm so excited to be up here again. We got the crew in here. We're missing Flannel.
Yeah.
We're missing Jesus.
Yeah.
We're missing T-Foss.
Yeah, oh, man.
I know, right? But, hey, the crew we got in here, we're about to have an amazing Friday Kool-Aid.
Let's rock, man.
You know?
Hey, as you just heard, it's your boy Brandon did, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Detroit Pistons reporter and writer. Before I introduce everybody else, Detroit Pistons also introduced Media Day, September 30th. Everything is right here. It's upon us. What up, though, intern Chase?
Hey, what up, though? How's it going, man?
Hey, it's going good. How you feeling? Yeah, I love the energy. It's because we're that much closer to Detroit Lions football, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a Friday, man. I'm fired up for the Friday show. I mean, I can't be here all the time with the guys, but I just miss being here in the studio with you.
Especially right before the show. You know what I mean? Like, Broder's like, you know what, guys? Let's just chill. Let's just chat. Let's have a Friday show. Let's get to this elite booth. Shout out to Detroit's #1 draft pick in the sound booth. That is KG.
What up, though?
AKA Black Hollywood.
Hey, it's Friday, letting it all hang out. Unfortunately, we do got a job and shit to do, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. But happy to be with the boys, man.
Skirt.
Bro, hey, and in the booth it is Woodward Sports' MVP, JB Smooth. And I just feel the energy starting to build. It's starting to build. What up, though, JB?
Y'all are wilding out on a Friday already, man. It's early, God.
Big breath.
Man, but hey, it's been a hell of a week. Hell of a games last night as well, too. Let's get into these layup lines, though, Broder.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
There are going to be some, like, key Ozzy. There's going to a whole section of our loyal chat that hangs out with us regardless, but they do beg we talk more about the Red Wings a little bit more often. Obviously, with Jesus gone, like, that's my next sport to, like, really try to take to the next level. Obviously, I've been covering the Tigers and the Lions, and we got you for the Pistons. Trying to work harder at the Red Wings. But one of the guys I do know, Kool-Aid, Moritz Seider.
Hey, you talking about Kid Kool-Aid's favorite?
That's his favorite player?
That's his favorite player.
A defenseman?
Yeah, and he loves the way that the flow is when he got the helmet on. Because you already know how Kid Kool-Aid is. So it's like, he loves it. The pause, man. Like him and Junior Kool-Aid, as soon as Mo gets going, they be like, bow, bow. I'm like, yo, break it up.
No,
but it's like, yo, I love it.
It's that tough defenseman mentality. And they got the lettuce coming out the helmet. Dude, they locked him and Lucas Raymond up in back-to-back days.
Back-to-back days.
I had the figure. The figure in front of me. They've handed out $124.45 million in the last 24 hours. But to two young stars, 22-year-old Lucas Raymond, 23-year-old Moritz Seider. They're both locked up for combined under $17 million a year. Chase and I were talking before the show. Like, we knew this was going to get done, but it was like this anticipation. Like, all right, like, we want to celebrate Mo staying in town for, 5, 6, 8, 7 years. 7 years, 60 mil, 59.85. Cool. This is that net set. We've seen Lions moves where they've locked up their homegrown talent.
Yep.
We're starting to see it a little bit. The Tigers, Pistons are net. Actually, they locked up Cade.
They did lock up Cade.
They locked up Cade. So this,
and Durden and Ivy are contract extension eligible. So we're gonna see something
this season.
This season and after next off season, and then the off season after.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All the teams are young.
Yeah.
All of our Detroit teams are young, but to have Steve Yzerman lock up these two, and today they locked up, it was yesterday. Today we're talking about Moritz Seider. You know, he was the number 6 pick in the draft back in 2019, and if I'm not mistaken, Yzerman picked him like 10 spots ahead of where he was projected. Turned out to be a pretty good pick. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely a really, really good pick. And to me, it kind of signals the same thing that the Lions did. When they locked in their guys, it was about, hey, we know exactly what our expectations are, and it's to win. I do believe that Yzerman is now starting to push his pedal to the metal a little bit more as it relates to, you know what, I think this team is ready to win. All of the other years prior, even if we thought that they should have made the playoffs, Yzerman had remained steady. Hey, you know what? We're still building towards something. It's not about being a flash in the pan. It's about making sure if we get there, we stay there. And you know who's going to know that more than anybody else? Steve Yzerman. He's experienced it. The captain. I get it. There's the Derek Jeter people out there, and I love the Go Blue, and you're from here. But I'm sorry. For me personally, Yzerman is the captain for me. And so to me, it signals that he believes this team is ready to finally be that team that can cash in on that longevity of success.
I think so too. Max Bultman in The Athletic, he wrote, it just was one sentence right in the middle. He says, put simply, Seider is Detroit's present and future on the blue line. Like, and Max Bultman knows his hockey. Like, he's one of the best beat writers in the country covering the Red Wings for The Athletics. He knows it. And we're talking about 23 years old, back-to-back seasons at 42 points on the season. They probably want to see him get up to 50 with a contract like this, but nonetheless, they've tasked him with the #1 offensive player on the opposing team. He technically had an up-and-down year in 23-24, but this team trusts him. Like, this is part of their future. That's Mo Seider, 7-year, $59.85 million contract. You said it signals they're ready to go. I agree with you, and I didn't even put this in the show sheet. I was just thinking while you were talking. Like, this is Steve Yzerman signing a Penei Sewell and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yep.
That's Lucas Raymond and Mo Seider.
And I'm not saying like Stanley Cup right now. Right. I'm not saying that right now. But as it relates to, you know what, these are the pillars right here that we're going to win with. That's exactly what it looked like to me.
You expect Mo 7 years, Raymond 8 years. I think Larkin has it's either 6 or 7 left. So
he's never going
in
anywhere.
In this 6, 7, 8 year time,
he's never going away.
Right. But I'm just trying to like figure out what's in Steve Yzerman's head. Like these next 6, 7, 8 years, they expect to be in the playoffs every year, and they expect to be contending for a Stanley Cup within ideally within 2 years of now.
And I know that you say you're still, as all of us are still kind of on that learn as it relates to hockey and our hockey knowledge, our puck knowledge, or whatever they say, puck heads.
Puck sluts.
Yeah, puck sluts. Oh, that's a new one. It's a Friday show. Yeah. Let's rock, man.
Puck bunny.
But to this point, the way that you've painted pictures for at least the Lions and the Tigers, it's come to fruition. And I'm going to take this one, too. Like the way you just kind of painted things for the Red Wings, I actually appreciate that. I do.
I appreciate that. That's kind of the level I'm at. Like I can't talk to you guys about the X's and O's of hockey and like truly on ice, what's the real difference? Other than I know he's a big defenseman who also has offensive upside. Like he's good on the power play. But Shane Gostisbehere was here last year, which limited some of his time. That's about it. But what is Steve Yzerman doing at the top? What are they trying to envision with this team? Like you just see some similarities and differences with him, with Scott Harris, with Brett Holmes. And we're seeing things start to come about with Trajan Langdon, not just building out a roster for the Pistons, but building out the entire organization. We see former Nike execs, business people come to help run this organization. It's a great time to be a Detroit sports fan. This is another sign. Like, for the next 5, 6, 7 years, while the Red Wings are ready to compete, so are the Lions and so are the Tigers.
Like, bro, as soon as we get that notification, I'm trying to speak this into existence, that Scooble is locked up. Think about the different young stars across all of our 4 teams that are locked up. Man.
Locked up. Man. Bro, Chuckle Cheese in the chat. What happened? What, like
y'all say it locked up. I'm just
locked up.
Won't let them out.
One of the best songs ever.
Yes, man.
Chuckle Cheese in the chat says it's like signing Yzerman and Lidstrom. I mean, that's up here. But I think the idea is there. obviously Larkin's the captain, but
Yeah.
we're talking, okay, our best offensive player, best defensive player. I love that. I just want to see if there are any other great chats.
And I definitely know what there are because people like, if Tammy, I haven't seen if she's been in the chat, but obviously Tammy,
she's up
chat
north.
MVP. Detroit Dabber, I know I've seen him in the chat. Tony D, some of the guys that I know, when we talk hockey, they're definitely dropping the knowledge and showing that they know it as well. So, hey, you guys as well, put it into the chat family. As always, you guys are the most important part of this entire WUW Crew production.
Skirt.
If you are one of those puck sluts, put in the chat. I'm for real, man. Put in the chat what this means, man. Mo Sider, where do you believe these Red Wings are? I'm not talking about in the future. I'm talking about right now. They're playing games in less than 10 days. Let's go.
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. You got the Red Wings hat on. Like, I'm fired up, and we haven't even talked about Detroit Lions yet.
No, or the Tigers. And we're
Or
not
the Tigers.
And we're not even going to for the next 4 minutes. We are talking Tigers next segment. We're getting to Lions for 3 segments after that. We have a very special guest coming on at 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
And we're going to end the show with, obviously, what's trending with JB Smooth, but also JB's bets.
Yeah.
Also JB's
Got
bets.
to.
But, guys, do you know we're witnessing the best baseball player of all time in front of our eyes? Like, the greatest player. Well, let me take a pause. The best, greatest...
Something along the line.
He's the greatest.
Yeah,
Man. Babe
just
Ruth
saying.
famous with
Listen.
no Shohei
Listen.
Ohtani.
I got it now. You are Da Vinci Broder. Paint this picture for me because I know it's great, but you're like in the fabric of baseball on this show. Like, paint this picture for me and everybody else, man.
I believe he's going to go down as the greatest, the best, whatever word you want to use by the end of his career.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, if I had said LeBron James was the greatest, like 10 years ago, it's a little disrespectful to MJ.
Yeah. He's the greatest of this generation.
Right. So there are nuances to it.
Yeah.
But last night he did something that's never been. He did like 15 things that have never been done before.
Yeah.
The headline is Shohei Ohtani became the first MLB player ever to hit 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases in the same season.
And he got 51-51 actually.
Ever. Exactly.
Yeah.
He got 51-51 because, and I put in the show prep, was this the best single game performance of all time? You know how he got to 51-51 last night? He went 6 for 6.
Jesus.
He hit 3 home runs. He had 10 RBIs.
He is a machine.
2 runs. And actually, it had to be 3 runs if he had 3 home runs and 2 stolen bases.
When did we become an esports show when you're talking about somebody playing MLB The Show?
Right? It's video game monies.
This is dummy numbers, bro.
Dummy
What?
numbers.
Like, makes no
look
sense.
at this.
Crazy.
OptaStats on Twitter says RBIs became official in 1920. Only one MLB player has had over the course of his entire career, same game or not. Game with 10 RBIs, 6 hits, 5 extra base hits, 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases.
This is wild.
He became the first person to do that all in one game.
Bro,
Unreal.
like we saw Miguel Cabrera. We've seen some heavy hitters.
He make Miguel
What
Cabrera
is
look like a
this,
scrub, bro.
What's going on right now? This is insane. Like a serious tip of the cap to somebody this great. Like, are we as fans? Do we know what we're experiencing right now?
No. We
Yeah.
don't. This is something we've never seen, and there's so many
is
levels
crazy
to
to
it,
see.
KG.
Yeah, and you got to give credit to the MLB for finally. I saw it too. For finally,
I looked quick.
Friday.
you got to
like that.
give
We all
credit
look like-
to the MLB for finally embracing their international stars, man. Because for the longest time, the MLB had trouble marketing their top, players, especially those that may not be of the American variety. So, for them to, finally be pushing Shohei Ohtani as their top star and probably the greatest of this generation, you love to see it, man, because this guy is an absolute, animal. I haven't seen anything like this, and this isn't just one side of the ball. He does it at the plate. He does it on the mound. He does it all, man. So just shout out to him, man, and I hope we continue to be able to see this greatness going forward.
JB, I'm pretty sure there are so many stats being thrown out there, but I'm pretty sure no player's ever had a season with 50 home runs and 25 stolen bases.
No.
Willie Mays and A-Rod hit 50 home runs and 24 stolen bases one time in their careers.
This is quite amazing. I will have to say this. I know I'm not tapped into baseball as much as I am, but just the simple fact that Shohei Ohtani is doing this is unreal. I don't think I've been alive to see a player like this to achieve this type of goals ever. And now I'm going to be tapped in a little bit more because they're now in the playoffs. And what'd you say? Isn't he pitching? Couldn't he quite be pitching as well?
He might. My guess is not. But
Yeah, they've
might.
talked about it.
Yeah.
But still, even if he doesn't pitch, just look what he does right now. I'm at all at this guy right now. So honestly, I want to see him play. Hopefully, he can get a game here in Detroit. I don't know. Those tickets might be a little expensive, but I definitely want to go and see this live.
Yeah, Chuck Brewer says. Oh, sorry.
No, I'm agreeing with him. Like exactly what he's saying. Like I want to see this thing live. And one of the sponsor events I got to when they came here to Detroit. Detroit won the game, but just it was electric, man. Like all of the crowd, all of the different people, even all of the Tiger fans. That every time he stepped up to the plate was just an absolute awe of Shohei Ohtani. It was just like, yo, I didn't. That's why I asked you. Like, wait a second. Maybe I'm not necessarily, taking this the way that I should.
I don't think I am either. Like, I don't think anybody. It's not that you don't follow baseball as much or no. Like, this is something no one's ever seen before.
Yeah.
And visually, it's stunning. He's like a work of art. The way he swings is beautiful.
Yeah.
The way he runs like a gazelle, it's so much fun to watch. And the fact that he's not pitching this year, it's like, all right, you get hurt, you get Tommy John surgery. Most pitchers are out for 12 to 18 months. Mm-hmm. So he goes, all right, I'm just going to focus even more on hitting, and I'm going to go have arguably the best offensive season in the history of Major League Baseball. Yeah. Like, it might end up going down that way.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make sense. There have been only 2 players in MLB history to hit 50 home runs and have 50 stolen bases just in different seasons in their career. We're talking Barry Bonds and Brady Anderson's.
Yeah.
He did it all in one season.
That is nuts.
That's insane.
Chase, I got to give everyone a shot to talk. Like, what do you think of what's going on?
Yeah, I remember you, earlier in the segment, you were a little apprehensive to call him, the greatest player of all time. But, like you said, since, 1920 when RBIs were set, we got to, turn back the clock pretty far to compare him to anybody else. I think if we're going to compare Shohei to anybody, you got to compare him to that superstar kid who was on your little league team who just did it all. But this is the MLB. This is where the best players all around the world are playing, and this guy is going out there and like that dude on your little league team who just could do it all, just raked at the plate, all of the web gems in the field, just threw gas on the mound, that's what we're seeing essentially from this guy. And I think it's fair to already throw him up there as one of the greatest players to ever touch the diamond.
Yes. And this is where my question is, because I know we got to get into the next segment. We got a packed show for a Friday. My question is this: we talk about chilling.
What? We're over
chilling, brother.
Whatever. I don't care.
Chilling, brother.
Broder not caring about the clock. What?
We started at 8, so I'm good.
Yeah, right.
I made the effort. I love you, bro. Listen,
that's a good move.
We talk about Kobe, LeBron, Mike, and we said that's an argument. By the end of Shohei's career,
there will be no
argument.
No.
Oh no.
Is there an argument? No. Is it where he is right now though? Is there an argument?
You could argue, if he retires tomorrow, what if he had played 7 seasons in the major leagues? He would still be up there forever.
So
in the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
He'll be the best baseball player to ever play the game by the end of his career. He signed a $700 million contract. That just shows you the international exposure that he brings. Not to get away from baseball, but it's there are so many eyes on this guy. $700 million contract is an absolute bargain for the Dodgers.
Yeah.
They're going to make $20 to $25 billion off that contract. And he's a genius, and is only getting paid $2 million a year for the next 10.
Yeah, I was just going to say, he's diverting all that so he doesn't have to pay taxes.
Something sketchy about that tax.
He's a great tax dodger as well, one of the all-time greats in tax dodging. How did the Angels have 2 generational players in Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani and not achieve anything?
Nothing.
Nothing. That is no, but this is different.
Did they flub
that was
a little bit
having
more?
LeBron and Kobe on the same team, and nothing happened.
Ooh.
And
it's a bigger flop.
Yeah.
And they let him go to the other LA team?
Retarded. I keep forgetting to use that word, man.
Hey,
my bad.
Hey, JB, you have to get a overlay of Chris Broussard every time you use that word.
Real talk. We apologize.
Apologies, yes.
Let's get to break.
It's Friday.
Shohei is the best. I can tell you about something else that is the best. That is Premier Pet Supply. It's hands down Michigan's best pet store. They're offering you the same prices and all the conveniences of the online and the big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned and operated for over 30 plus years. They're carrying over 60 brands of food, and they got nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
Want to know where the best pregame Lions party is September 30th? Join us now at Detroit's very own Second Best Bar, located at 42 Watson Street, for the ultimate fan experience. Enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show. Only at Second Best Bar. Come get some.
Come get some. Drive down there with your Les Stanford car, the car you got from Les Stanford, because if you got a great business that you've had for over 50 years, you expand, you offer more products to more people. It's exactly what Les Stanford did when they added Les Stanford Buick GMC. Go check them out on Woodward Avenue. It's just south of 9 Mile Road. You can also go check them out in Dearborn today. Go to LesStanford.com, Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Let's drive. And you guys have heard me say this many times. Down the legendary Woodward Avenue, where all 4 pro sports teams play. So imagine how epic it would be if all of these teams were starting to cash in on that promise. And guess what? Lions are good. Red Wings are cashing in, literally and figuratively. Hey, look at what the Tigers are doing right now. Woodward Avenue is about to be hot. And if they make the playoffs, do you understand how hot Woodward Avenue is going to be in a couple weeks?
You would need to get new tires. It would hurt. It would burn everybody's tires.
All of the teams, man. It's going to be dope.
Like, they're on such a heater. They even gain ground when they don't play these days.
Hey, and you know what? I understand it. They're in a tie. And guess what? Minnesota was a tiebreaker. I don't care. What they've done is so epic right now that I do not care about your ties. You know what? Go back a month, before this tie. Oh, they got the tiebreaker. Well, how many games were they ahead? And now what are they? You know what I'm saying? Like, the Detroit Tigers are on an absolute tear, and people want to continue to do things and try to troll in that manner. And it's like, just witness the best baseball team since the end of July.
Let's just enjoy this run.
That's what I'm saying. Let's enjoy this run. Do you guys remember the feeling that we had and that we bottled up in the beginning of the year when it got off to that hot streak and KG was in that sound booth? And I remember it like it was yesterday. And it was you were like, bro, we are over 500 30 days into the season.
Yeah.
We were ecstatic then.
Yeah, 7 games over.
Nobody is going to rain on my parade. I do not care. Not right now. Only the Detroit Tigers, who now hold their own destiny, they're the only ones that can do that.
You got the permanent umbrella.
Let's go.
Nobody's raining on your parade. It's been such a special season.
Man.
But there's magic in the air right now. Like, you can't deny that there's otherworldly things happen that you can't put a stat to. You can't put anything tangible to what's going on.
Yeah.
It's something you can't replicate it. Like, I don't want to say that this is, over 162 games, what's going on this last month and a half is sustainable, but it is for 9 games.
It doesn't have to be sustainable.
It doesn't have to be anymore. We got 9 games left. They're now tied.
It's like buckle
up. In the third wild card spot they're not out of like climbing the wild card rankings too. Just throwing that out there. They got a 3-game series coming out with the Orioles. But man, how they've done it, KG, has it like brought back or like revived some love of baseball for you? Or
Absolutely.
Like, it's so much fun to watch.
Absolutely. And I tried to hold on as long as I could. But once that trade deadline rolled around and they had so many holes in this lineup and on this team, I finally just gave in. I was like, okay, this is kind of unrealistic. And to kind of put it in perspective, August 22nd, this team was 9.5 games back. It is now almost it's September 20th, and they are tied for the wild card. That is an amazing jump. They were down double-digit games. And in less than a month, they have been able to climb the ladder. Now, of course, they needed some luck to go their way. When you get in a hole that deep, you can't just get out of it with your play alone. You need some other things to happen. But
so you dug that hole.
No, I did. But it's amazing to see how resilient they've been, what this young talent has done in this lineup, especially since getting rid of Javi Baez. Once again, not to pile on the man, but we are 17-7 since he's left this lineup.
That's insane.
So, and you can't tell me that didn't make a difference. And, just the energy around the clubhouse. These guys, you hear them on an away game broadcast, hyping each other up. This is totally different from what we saw earlier in the year. And I'm happy that they've been able to do this. And this gives me hope for 2025 and going forward that they actually do have a core of talent and that they can build upon it.
Kool-Aid, I have a hypothetical question for you.
Yes, sir.
What is the Tigers' weakness at this moment?
Ooh.
You don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
Their weakness is their inexperience. Do you know what also is their strength at this very moment?
Their inexperience?
It's their inexperience.
They don't know what they're in right now.
No.
Yep.
They're in a wild card race, and it really doesn't. I'm sure there's some pressure, but they're inexperienced both psychologically and on field. Like, there are young players, rookies, pitchers, hitters, all over the place. There are guys that are exceeding their own expectations. Like, analytics, they don't measure a player's heart or their will to win. Yeah. So whatever data these other teams have as they prepare to play the Tigers, like the Tigers prepare for them, you can almost throw it out the window because there are things that Parker Meadows is going to do that he hasn't ever done before, or that the analytics don't say his first opposite field home run was the grand slam in San Diego. Like, things like that happen. Yep. These young guys are stepping up and doing things, playing out of their bodies. That's their inexperience play. They've set the tone. They've built the foundation of how they want to play baseball and how AJ Hinch has been doing this all year. Yep. But after the deadline, it's almost like throw any last bit of traditional like baseball out of it. We got our guys. We got our roster. Yep. Let's just figure out every different way to win on every single night. It's a lot of work. AJ Hinch, Neil said it yesterday. He's the manager of the year. Win or lose, playoffs or not, the things he's doing, we've never seen it before either. We're talking about Shohei Ohtani. Like, you didn't have to manage like this, but he's doing it, and he's doing it perfectly.
And we said it from the beginning of the season that if there was a combination between the front office and the manager out there on the field that could get it done, we thought it could be this one. That's what made me optimistic about the Detroit Tigers in the beginning. A lot of us, you guys go back and roll those tapes. The optimism came from the fact that we knew that, okay, it's not just that AJ Hinch has this experience, because you talk about, managers that have made it to the World Series or won a World Series. It's about the fact that he's one of the elite managers at doing exactly what we see him doing right now. Something that, honestly, a lot of people probably during the toughest parts of the season lost a little faith in. But I continue to believe in the fact that, Broder's sitting here telling us, hey, they're going to be up, they're going to be down, they're going to be up, they're going to be down to roller coaster, but ultimately they're going to be about right here when it's all said and done. And here we are. All of us believe they got an opportunity to be able to get to this wild card. And the fact that not just their own belief, but the way that they've worked for this. And furthermore, this is why I liked that segment yesterday on Broder and Feder.
Yeah.
Because this organization is just doing things right. If you know that your owner is going to be one that might be a little bit stingy as it relates to going into free agency and just cashing out, then you got to do everything else in your organization to try and compensate. And I think they're doing that.
Yeah, and you say doing everything right, and something just hit me. it's working out right, and you can even say they're doing
it's working out right. That's probably better statement.
But what you said, they're doing it their way. They're doing it the way that they believe, and they're doing it with conviction. They're not doing it half-assed.
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking Dan Campbell and the Lions right now.
Yeah.
It looked different to start, and although there are managers, there are teams. Like analytics aren't new, but how AJ Hinch and Feder and Berdar, how they're building this organization through analytics, it's different, and it takes buy-in. And when you have a group of young players put in situations they might not be used to. Not comfortable with, but may not be used to. If you see what AJ, your manager, is doing, you see your teammates have success, you know when you're in the game, you're in there because he thinks you're the best player on this roster right now to succeed at this moment in time. So if you're a Hanafi coming into pitch, you can have the confidence that I'm the analytics, eye test, whatever it is, AJ Hinch knows I'm the best guy at this moment to face this hitter. That's why he brought me in. That's why Wenzel Perez, I'm confident going up against I forget what the pitcher was in the ninth inning. I'm okay. I'm pitching him for Kerry Carpenter, but he did it because in this situation, it's my best chance to be successful. Yep. He thinks I can be more successful than Kerry Carpenter, anyone else on the team. And the confidence that brings, you can't measure it.
And it takes, you know what? We hear Brad Holmes and we hear Dan Campbell talk about the identity of the type of players. You know what? It takes a type of player to have no ego and to be able to support one another in all of these situations. That, like, especially in a run like this, we've all seen it. We've all remarked about it. KG talked about it today. You talked about it yesterday. This complete buy-in, not just on the guys here, but the guys who also had to go down to the minors and figure it out.
Yep.
Whether Torque gets all the way back or not, he's done some things during his return that's contributed to this stretch.
100%.
Parker Meadows. We were there. You were like, bro, look out for this, and this. But team. Parker Meadows is A1. Look out. And we covered that. To see him come back and just bounce back. But then even the other guys like Max Clark, and we talked about it. This is a complete buy-in. And to me, that's when you know that it's a true team.
I wasn't even planning to go there, but you're right. Like, you talk about buy-in. You have your first overall draft pick, Max Clark, as bought into this major league team as anyone in the country.
Yeah.
Like, he is posting on X all night long when the Tigers are playing, when the Indians are beating the Twins. And that's the key to this all. We just started ranting. The Indians beat the Twins last night.
It's like, exciting, man.
Yeah, people keep using the word destiny and things happening. It's so much fun to see these fall into place and just know. We got a bullpen day going against Corbin Burns tonight. I think the Tigers are, like, I can't say that, Corbin Burns is on. This one might be,
Can't even say that. The way these other teams, it's almost like a movie because the way these other teams are playing, the Tigers are literally the hottest team in baseball right now. And I don't think if you're the Baltimore Orioles, if you're the Tampa Bay Rays, you don't want to see this team right now. And if you're, if you're the Twins on the outside looking in, you're afraid because the Tigers can easily overtake this thing. They might not even need all 9 games to do so if the Twins keep free falling like they are.
Last point I'm going to make on that, and I've been like tentative to do this because I don't want to jump ahead, but the way this is playing out, and I'm going to set the stage before we get to break of 2 ways that this last 9-game stretch could go, because they have a 3-game series away at the Baltimore Orioles starting tonight, 3-game series at home versus the Tampa Bay Rays, and 3-game series at home to end the season versus the worst team in baseball history. The worst team in baseball history, Chicago White Sox. You got to sweep. Tarek Skubal is scheduled to pitch on normal rest, actually 6 days rest, an extra day off because they have yesterday and Monday off. On Tuesday against the Rays. And then, if needed, he's scheduled to start the final game of the season on 5 days rest, on normal rest. So, if you go into the last day needing that win, he's pitching.
That's a playoff game, effectively.
Yeah,
you start him that game. I get that.
You unload everything.
After Monday, they empty the clip.
If, like what KG was saying, if they manage to not even need all 9 games, you push him back a day, and he's your starter game 1 in the playoffs.
Well,
say what you want about bullpen days, and if you have 3 starters or whatnot, and you're not guaranteed any win in baseball, but you got the best pitcher in baseball going game 1. You might start your playoff series up 1-0 on whatever team you're playing. It might be freaking Skubal versus Verlander. in Houston.
That would be
with
crazy.
AJ Hinch managing,
Yeah.
and the Tigers go up 1-0. That's what we can all picture. That's why we need to root for them to just keep going.
They got to keep winning.
Push. Don't get 2 games ahead and then just chill. Push.
Yeah.
Go get the Orioles. Go sweep them.
Stay hot and keep it going.
I think 6-4 gets this done.
I think so too. But go 7-3.
Yeah.
Like go get that 7th win.
Get me fired up.
Go force School will be game 1 starter.
Man, throw some
versus
fire
on game
emojis in the chat for
162.
these Tigers.
I'm gonna watch both games regardless.
Oh,
Man,
yeah. It's amazing. This season has turned into a success, regardless of how this ends at this point. I'm just happy at where we were at the trade deadline and where we are now. It's 2 different baseball teams.
2 different baseball teams.
That's a word.
Bar. Let's get to break. We're going to talk Lions. We got Lions versus Cardinals coming up. We'll hit them in the next 25 minutes. We got a special guest coming at 9 o'clock, and then we're going to finish the show doing JB's bets. But first, let me tell you about Dispo Dispensary, because if you want $10 of free products, Dispo Dispensary is where you need to go. Screenshot this image with the QR code and bring it into any Dispo location, and you get a free $10 to spend in-store with a minimum purchase of $25. So visit Dispo Dispensary today or disposhops.com. They are your local cannabis plug.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of. And guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Hey, have you heard of Long Drink, the gin-based cocktail? Well, we've got one here right here, based in Michigan, so you can support local. Made with natural ingredients for better flavor. It's taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company, and it is shoulders above the rest. I'm telling you, made from New Holland small batch gin, 100% real grapefruit puree for a fresh and delicious flavor. It's taller, your local long drink. Broder?
Long drink.
You know, and you have a long night out the night before drinking all of those. You got to go sweat it out. You got to work it out. And that's where you go to Planet Fitness.
Night.
That's where you go to a judgment-free zone. Because even if you look hungover and you're struggling, you know what? You're there. They're not judging you. You know what? They're actually excited that you're there. They got treadmills. They got all the cardio machines in the world. A 30-minute workout area. They got free weights. They got stretching zones. They got fitness trainers all included. And if you want to upgrade to the Black Card, you get even more amenities. You get into any Planet Fitness location all around the country. You get to bring a guest with you anytime you want. You get a hydro massage bed. You get tanning salons. You get massage chairs. You get it all. So go to Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
What up, though, people? Welcome back. This is Wake Up Woodward, and it's so exciting right now. Like, we went from, we were just talking about this during the break, from the Detroit Lions, no, okay, that's our playoff squad, to now the Red Wings and the Tigers have kind of perked up a little bit. Now it's just like, wait a second, what do we got brewing here in Detroit sports? But like you guys said, the Detroit Tigers, they got to keep on winning. Chat family, go ahead and smash that like button as we continue to talk our Jungle Cats.
Your nickname, your name, I'll call you, Detroit Kool-Aid.
That's right.
Detroit Kool-Aid, not even Pistons Kool-Aid or Lions. Like, how much is this all rubbing off on the other teams?
Wow.
Like you can't quantify it, but when there's magic in the air like this, it does, right? It rubs off.
It has to spur.
No Deshaun Watson.
You know what?
No P. Diddy.
No baby
Sorry,
oil.
I didn't mean to set you up like that.
But no, I mean, you hear the other teams talk about it. But I can just take my own personal experience, sitting in the press conferences, listening to the Pistons players every year. Last year, media day, you know what they said?
What?
Man, we can't wait to have the type of success that the Detroit Lions are having. Why? And why? Most importantly, not just because that there are competitors. They want to win, but they're looking at how much the city is getting behind them. One of our most successful Pistons posts last year came from Isaiah Stewart stating that one thing right through media day, and you better believe when we get there this 30th, that they're going to be saying some of the same things. And you just kind of listen to some of these other players around town, and you listen to what they're talking about getting the city energized. Especially when the Lions players showed up to the Red Wings games. Remember how the Red Wings players were talking about the Lions? And so, yeah, I do.
Then they score that was the games they would score 6, 7, 8 goals and just dominate.
They were
with punches ringing the bell.
Yep. And that's what I'm saying. You heard the way that the Red Wings, not just their players, but the organization talked about how the Lions are doing things right now and what it means to kind of see that example. You see, you know what? JB Bickerstaff and Treasure Langdon, they took a trip right out there, too.
Yeah.
And I do believe that the Tigers, what they're doing right now, I'm hoping that this is going to provoke our Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. I think it will.
That can't be left out.
I think it will. And although there's this, I don't want to give anyone credit for being or doing anything like what Detroit's doing, but the Lions do go out to Arizona to play the Cardinals, and they're a budding team. Their organization hasn't always been run very well, and they haven't always been a good team, but they're coming. Like, there have been people comparing them to the Lions of 2021, maybe even getting into 2022. But they're a good team. The Lions head out there with a 1-1 record, needing to get their offense on track, needing to get their red zone offense on track, just needing to get back to their smooth winning ways. The first 2 weeks they've been a struggle. We can call a spade a spade. They've been a struggle. They're a good enough team to have beaten the Rams. They let the Bucks get to them. But now we head out to Arizona, Kool-Aid, and they have a chance to get back on the schneid, go 2-1. Come back home. They got Seattle on Monday Night Football. I hear the marshmallows may be coming out, but we can't be looking for that. They got to go take care of business. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner,
It's a sneaky game. It's a sneaky game for the Detroit Lions, man. Their defense is going to have to be completely on point. This is one where, honestly, I know a lot of people are making a big woof about the Detroit Lions offense, but I'm hoping that Aaron Glenn has the scheme cooked up, especially with Alex Anzalone. He's not going to be there. With him out, don't underestimate that loss. Please don't, because he's been a demon to start the season for that Detroit Lions defense. I like my linebackers, and I'm hoping that Jack Campbell steps up, but I'm looking forward to whatever Aaron Glenn can do, man, to try and stop Kyler Murray and start to shed this narrative. Start to get rid of the playbook that people think they have on the Detroit Lions defense that, if you have a mobile quarterback, if you have a guy that just has a little bit of wiggle, you know what? You can beat the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
Get rid of that kryptonite, man.
Yeah. At a high level, and I'm coming to you next, KG. Right. At a high level, I hadn't thought about it in terms of the Cardinals, but the offseason moves and how this team's constructed for the Lions, while I think they've built it just for themselves, they want to put the best roster that they believe together. I think they've also structured it in a way to match what some of the other NFC North teams are doing in terms of mobile quarterbacks like Jordan Love. It was Justin Fields, now Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, needing speed and tacklers on the outside.
Yeah.
Brian Branch, Amik Robertson, Terran Arnold, and it's Rakestraw. I think that's had to be at least part of the equation. What are some of the individual or just unit matchups that you're looking for, KG, with this Lions-Cardinals game in Arizona?
Definitely the linebackers against Kyler Murray, because he's going to scramble in this game. And last week, Baker Mayfield, he really hurt us on the ground late in that game. And he's not even the most mobile quarterback in the world. And we've seen this before. Brock Purdy in the NFC Championship game. I think Baker Mayfield only had like 50 yards rushing last week, but it came in crucial times. So really looking for what this linebacker core is going to be able to do, because you got to keep an eye on this guy. You need to at least limit what he's going to do on the ground. And if he's scrambling back there for 7 to 8 seconds, he can find a Marvin Harrison down the field. They have a very good complement of receivers. So I really want them to clamp down on Kyler Murray as much as possible, and the rest will take care of itself. I believe in this secondary to be able to keep up with them. I believe in this defensive line being able to stop James Conner on the ground. Yeah. He's a good running back, but nobody runs the ball on us. I think we've only allowed, 50 yards to each running back through the first 2 games. So I'm really hopeful that this Lions defense can be able to contend with a scrambling quarterback like Kyler Murray, who has a big arm.
Yeah, and JB, KG brought up the linebackers, especially in terms of containing Kyler Murray. They also have a really good young tight end, Trey McBride, which those linebackers have responsibility too. Either A, how important are those linebackers in your eyes, or what's another matchup that you're keeping an eye on?
Well, the linebackers are definitely important, especially given everything that KG has said. This all comes down to containing Kyler Murray. That is your big focus. If you can contain Kyler Murray, the rest will fall into place. Because as KG said, I do believe in this secondary and these linebackers as well too. But I still want to see this matchup of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Terrion Arnold. I don't know if exactly they're going to be faced up against each other, but it is going to be one of the interesting matchups that I would like to kind of see a little bit more. Because now you're just kind of throwing them out there. You gave them that little test run against Mike Evans. It didn't really go as great as you thought it would, but now you got another test, another matchup with Marvin Harrison Jr., and you've seen what he's done the past 2 weeks. It's going to be a little tight, tense matchup, but I'm down for it. I really want to see it. I do think Terrion Arnold will make strides and be a lot better than we've seen this past 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm looking for even more physicality out of the Detroit Lions, man. That was a team that last year we knew that was their identity as a defense, and we heard teams crying about it. And I'm hoping just from a physicality standpoint, they can continue to be that team because that wears down those types of squads by the ends of games. I know that we talk about the 4.5 sacks from Aiden Hutchinson, but just from a physicality standpoint, there were a couple of hits, but I want to see this team take it to another level that was more reminiscent of last year's defense.
You talked about, or did you just say you just? Am I reading something about Hutch, or did you just say something about Hutch?
Oh, I just said something.
And I just went haywire there for a second.
It's all good.
You just saw that live.
It happens.
Hutch is going against another backup right tackle.
Ooh.
Like Kyler Murray's elusive. He's a little boy. He's elusive. I don't want to. I'm not calling for 4.5 sacks, but we could see another big game out of Hutch.
We could. Like, but even if he were to get 1 sack, I don't think it's fans, y'all need to chill. If he goes out there and gets 1 sack, it's not the end of the world, man. And that's actually a pretty decent game considering how mobile Kyler Murray is. Like I said, he's one of the more mobile quarterbacks in this league. He's not, Baker Mayfield. He's not Matthew Stafford. He will actually tear you up on the ground if you allow him.
Yeah, you're talking about mobile. It's the shiftiness as well. When he runs and he starts to break containment and break people, he instantly looks like a running back.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you got to take that threat seriously. And this is where that defensive line, the linebackers, and as well as any secondary help that you have as it relates to containment and spy, I'm hoping that when you get your opportunities, you got to make sure that you put some punishment. You got to make sure that you make him second guess or think twice, almost like the bad boy rules. You're going to play within the limit of the game, but make sure just that grit, that aspect of play that Dan Campbell talked about in his opener, I believe that has to be there 100%. Do I believe that this team is going to play perfectly on defense or offense? No. But that grit motor, whatever that grind is, that has to be there from start to absolute finish, no matter what happens. Even if Kyler on a play runs 40 yards and scores a touchdown, this team has to lock in, reload, and get right back into it.
And from what Kool-Aid just said, now you guys understand why Hutch is the captain in year 3?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, what do we need? We need that motor, all 4 quarters, all game long. We need all of those extra things.
He gonna give it to you.
Looking up on the depth chart, looking up at your teammate. Oh, Hutch, he does that. Oh, St. Brown?
You know what's crazy?
Sewell?
You know what's crazy? You want to talk about playing to the end of the game is the fact that I can say, hey, y'all remember that end of the game play that Aiden Hutchinson made? And we can think of several.
Yeah.
But I can't really think of that with any other defensive player except for maybe, Curbs?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah. And I didn't even mean to set you guys up like this, but when we asked all these questions, the conversation we're having, it's about the defense. Mm-hmm. We're not worried about the offense. I mean, they have things to clean up, but it seems pretty neutral in this studio here that, hey, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's not till week 6, but they'll be fine. And Weezy D brings up in the chat, WeezyD313, don't worry about AG. He's good. He does his job. It's the wonder boy, Ben Johnson, who needs to do something. Yeah. Not going to lie, guys. He's right. Like, at this moment in time, he's right. And the offense there were so many question marks. Goff played bad. Ben Johnson called a bad game. The Dane Campbell mistakes, the field goal or snap ball. But we've been talking about them. We didn't even give AG his flowers this week. And we're not probably going to have time today. But he finally has dudes, and he's figuring it out. But that defense has been pretty damn good for 2 weeks in a row against 2 playoff teams with good offenses, one of which had, 37 points week 1.
Good schemes, and it gave the team not just an opportunity to win, but an opportunity to come back in each of those games. And so it's just like, or in the last game. And so it's like the AG, to me, has been good. I know that on socials, we've tried to make sure we go out of our way to at least show that. Because when he was kind of struggling or when there were things that we questioned last year, we tried to make sure that we represented that as well. But this year, I can't really complain too much about AG. Those end-of-the-game stops, 2, 3, 4 drives in a row sometimes, to get the ball back to your offense for an opportunity to win, you can't really complain about that. And you're holding these teams to, 20 points, give or take? It's like you can't complain.
Dan Campbell and the offense gave the ball back to them with 53 seconds to go in a game. What'd they do? They got the ball back in 20 seconds.
They did.
That's impressive. And Phil put, special teams has been a problem. He has. What we talk about is probably the best or a top 5 special teams unit in the league.
Yeah.
The problems are the elite units that I'm not worried about.
Right.
Yeah. I like that. I have a question for you guys on the offense when we come back.
Okay.
If they miss any players that they lost, I have 2 in mind. I need you to come back after so I can ask you all that. But
teasy, brother.
It's a tease, and it's also a tease. You get to see me and T-Foss before Neil and Sean Belizian.
That's facts.
On game days. We're doing it Sunday, too. We're not going to be at second best this week because it's an away game, so Neil and Sean are going to be here.
And you guys are a little more than a tease. Give yourself.
Terry and I a tease?
More than a tease. More than a tease.
Well, we're the foreplay to get ready for the pregame show. We're Woodward and Maine. That's me and Terry Foster. That's Detroit media legend Terry Foster, one of the greatest of all times. We kick off every game day this week, every Sunday from 8 to 9 a.m. We're here in studio. We don't break down every little thing. We hit the high level subjects, and then Terry and I just go off in which direction that conversation takes us. And Terry, we're starting to have more and more fun each time. It's a great show. Set the stage for the pregame show with Neil and Sean Belizian. They do the best job, and they are the best pregame show in the city, breaking down everything about the game, the matchups, fantasy, injuries, betting, Pete Spivak. And I know JD's involved a little bit too. They give you the bets. And I heard on Ermanni and Edwards, there were some winning bets yesterday too. So everyone, moral of the story, game day, start with us here on Woodward Sports Network with Woodward and Maine at 8 a.m. And then this week, I believe it's going to be, is the pregame show starting a little bit later because it's a 4:25 game?
No, it's right after.
No, it's
still right
same
after.
time.
Boom, pregame show, 10 to 12 a.m. We'll see you guys on Sunday.
Stay tapped.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Thank you to the Detroit Lions and Sheila Hamp for the best season in Lions history. Now it's time to let Brad Holmes cook. Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. Love Woodward Sports? sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
If you're dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham, they'll have your back. They got 10 plus years of experience, 24/7 availability that they offer to their clients. So scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. You know what, too? Tell them Woodward Sports sent you. And KDK, they'll pay your filing fee. They've got your back. KDK Law is the best. So do that before. Also, don't gamble your life savings away. But go to Caesar Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Well,
right?
yeah, obviously, don't gamble your life savings away. Right. But if you got a little bit extra money to spare, why not head over to Caesar Sportsbook right now? Because I'm telling you, scan that QR code on the screen, enter code Woodward1000, and you have a bet that if it doesn't hit up to $1,000, they will put that right back into your account.
What?
I'm telling you. Like,
no.
Hey, we've heard from testimonies. They've done it already as well, too. I believe Spencer's boy last night got into it a little bit, probably got that money right back into his account. And, Ermanni and Edwards, they were also giving out some bets as well, too, that hit
Pete
yesterday.
Need this one.
Let's go, Pete.
Shout out Pete, man. I think Pete definitely needs this one.
Pete cook.
Let Pete cook. Let me cook as well, too, later. Scan this QR code on the screen. Use code Woodward1000. That bet goes right back into your account. Kool-Aid. Now, once you get paid, you can always head over to Lady Jane's, right?
They can always head over to Lady Jane's and honestly save a little bit of money. Listen to this, all right? Walk in, any Lady Jane's haircuts for men. It's open 7 days a week. All you got to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment. And I know whenever you guys see the cam on the black chair seat, the mask chair, you guys see it all going down.
Oh, yeah.
You already know what it is, man.
Shout out to Alyssa.
Hey, shout out to Alyssa. Shout out to Beth. All of the good ones, man. Hey, but listen, take advantage of our $20 haircut special. There's going to be a QR code right there. And I know that later on, if there's a back wall, there's also a QR code on the back wall, too. Scan that QR code and take advantage of the $20 haircut special. Get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome, Kool-Aid.
Let's rock. Hey, we are back.
We back.
Hey, you know what? Thank you guys for choosing to kick off your day with Wake Up Woodward. And I saw some people in the chat, man, yesterday and today, KG, talking about it. I think we got to serenade. We got to get the people what they're asking for. We got to satisfy that like button. When's the last time we satisfied the like button?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
You come home, you open up the door, and the like button is just looking at you from across the room with them eyes. Like,
I've been yearning for the like button's touch.
You know what? We're going to have to satisfy that like button. Go ahead and smash that like button, people. Let's rock. Hey!
Woo! Ooh,
hey.
I know you feel that. Hey. You done picked up your phone. I know you feel that vibration in your arm, man. Just go ahead, plug that phone in real nice and slow, and do us a favor and hit that like button. Not just for us, but for you too, because we care about you. Thank you.
And no Drake.
Caught that at the end.
Yeah, I heard that.
You said no Diddy? Yeah. Baby oil?
Yeah, put the baby oil up now.
Hey, let's rock, man. Let's get back into it.
Oh, you nasty. You nasty.
I know we got a lot more on the docket, but there was something interesting that Broder brought up here, because you're right. All of us instantly went defense, when realistically, they haven't been the side of the ball that we've had to really worry about to start the year. The Lions might be 2-0 if the offense was already in rhythm. Should we be paying more attention to the Detroit Lions offense?
Yes and no. Yes and no. Yes, it was the problem. Like, we didn't expect it, because this is the side of the ball that you're returning everybody, except for Josh Reynolds. You're returning everybody.
And
with
Jonah
Ben
Jackson.
Johnson, who came back. We think he's the best offensive coordinator in the game. So that's reason. Like, there's nothing wrong with anybody being concerned. I happen to be optimistic that those guys are going to figure it out. There's nothing wrong with being concerned, but The offense does have to figure it out, KG.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we saw last week was I think they just got locked into a game plan. Of course, they had the advantage with the Buccaneers secondary being, incapacitated for lack of better words. But they needed to run the ball more. I do realize that they ran for over 100 yards on the ground, but they needed to run the ball a lot more. In the red zone, 1 for 7, that's not going to get it done. Sam Laporta has pretty much been a no-show through this whole thing. So I just think they need to get back to basics, man. Get back to doing what your identity is. And we all know you have the best offensive line in football. I still stand by that. You get out there, you run the ball, you set up the play action, and let Jared Goff pick apart coverages. That is where the Lions' strengths lie. So, and also in the red zone, we need to see more looks for Sam Laporta. Don't force feed him the ball, but at the same time, he's one of the best tight ends in this league. You need to get him looks, especially in the red zone, man. So this offense will get it back on track. And like Dan Miller, we talked to Dan Miller Wednesday on E&E. If we didn't have 3 years of data on this, then maybe I'd be a little more concerned. But the fact that this has been a top offense for this long, I have no quarrels that they will get this together.
And it's like new offensive pieces as well. It's like, I agree with you, KG.
And we have the secret weapon.
We do.
Lions have a secret weapon.
We do.
Trevor Nowaski.
Ooh, talk about it.
He's been on we just re-signed him onto our 53-man roster from the Cardinals, who signed him from the Lions last year. So maybe he's got some inside information he can share.
Feed us the plays.
I know he's not going to be a huge difference maker on the field. He might get some special teams reps. But nonetheless, we're talking about that offensive side of the ball, and I got to ask you guys. A, do they miss either of these guys? And B, who do they miss more?
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Do the Lions miss Jonah Jackson more, or do they miss Josh Reynolds more?
I'll let you answer first, Kool-Aid.
I personally, man, I think it's Josh Reynolds.
Think so?
I do. Just the way that Jared Goff has played the game so far, it feels like the looks that he's putting out there right now would have been to those, to the Josh Reynolds, if he was here on this squad. Blanket. Yeah, and that's what we're saying. Because when people are breaking down the tape, like, he missed Amon-Ra there and he missed Sam Laporta there. Well, then who would that have been to? And he had a certain rhythm, a certain chemistry, and a certain timing. To me, that I just believe right now it's going to take a little bit to get that up with the other wide receivers, the new ones. Especially with, you got to think about it. Amon-Ra's going to be facing even more attention this year than he did last year. Sam Laporta's going to be facing a certain type of attention this year, and they're going to have different, pressures to try and roll Jared Goff away from even being able to have the time to look at a Sam Laporta. When I broke it down, they're like, Sam Laporta's open. I'm like, yeah, but they loaded up the side of the line that Sam Laporta was on and sent pressure, sending Goff to the right. He don't got time to sit there and look, he's open, let me get it to him sometimes. So I do that Josh Reynolds one for me, man.
Yeah, KG, Denver Blair says Reynolds. Steve Oldbaby says it's got to be Reynolds. I've seen a lot of Reynolds. Jerry Alexander, Mitten Maid. Denver Blair. Jackson was really a non-factor last year. Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. But
I don't agree that he was a non-factor.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't say that. Yeah, but he wasn't the premier person in that offensive line.
He's a great run blocker. He's a really good run blocker.
No, absolutely. I say they miss neither. I think they have everything they need in-house. And you can make the Josh Reynolds argument, sure, but look who has taken a step up through 2 games so far this season. It's Jameson Williams, ladies and gentlemen. If Josh Reynolds is on this team, I don't know if J-Mo gets the same amount of looks that he's garnered these first 2 weeks. And he's averaging 100 yards a game, people. This could be the J-Mo breakout season we all have been waiting for. So I don't think they miss Josh Reynolds. What Josh Reynolds brought, you're getting back in J-Mo, and you can also get that within Khalif Raymond, within Tim Patrick. We saw Tim Patrick make some plays, this past game. They're going to get him more involved. They have everything they need as far as receivers go. Now, as far as Jonah Jackson, I do realize that he was a better run blocker than Kevin Zeitler, but make no mistake, Kevin Zeitler is no slouch in the run game either. This was a Pro Bowl guard, man, coming from the Ravens. So I just think they need time to gel. I think they need time to figure some things out. This offensive line will get back to dominating, but it's not like they didn't in that week 1 game, Monty not go for 90 yards. Gibbs did not show out last week for 85. The run game still works, people. So we just got to give them time, and as long as they stick to their game plan and not, throw the ball 55 times in a one-score game, as long as they don't do stuff like that, the offensive line will become the offensive line we all know it to be, which is, to me, the best offensive line in football.
Best in the league.
And KG is right, but he set me up. He cheated, and he let me answer first, and then said, "I'm not gonna play by the rules because realistically, I believe, and that's what factored into my answer as well with picking Josh Reynolds. It was about what I believed he could bring right now, because we both believe that the offense as current is going to get it together. I definitely believe that. Dan Campbell believes that. I know this offense believes that as well. Timing, rhythm, chemistry. And as it relates to Josh Reynolds, if I had to choose one, that's why I would pick him.
But they haven't even started throwing to Laporta yet. That's another pass catching, option.
Yep.
They have plenty of options on this team, man. They will be able to work it out, but this offense is predicated on rhythm. So once they start getting into a rhythm, we will start to see the numbers, go up.
Yeah, JB, Ryan's reaction says Josh first down Reynolds got the Lions 32 first downs last year. A tour a little higher up in the chat says, guys, move on from Reynolds. But I get your point. They had some rhythm. Patrick is an upgrade, though, and Reynolds wanted 2x what the Lions offered. You move on. I agree with that, but I think for the sake of this question, I'm going with Josh Reynolds too. And JB, I see what KG is saying. It's hard for me to push back on J-Mo's taking those targets, those numbers. I think those numbers and those are in a different way. Like, there's something about the reliability of when things are breaking down, or if Jared Reed isn't having his best game reading, it's like, okay, well, where's Josh Reynolds? Throw him the ball. But I want to hear your opinion.
No, I completely agree with you, but I also agree with KG as well, too. It is going to take some time for Jared Goff to kind of adjust with life without Josh Reynolds out there on the field. But for this sake of this exercise and this argument, it has to be Josh Reynolds for me as well, too. Like you all said, he just missed that safety blanket that he knows that it's just right there that he can always count on, that's going to be there. I don't think it's going to, if he was on this team, I don't think it's going to diminish J-Mo's still targets as well, too. He's still going to find him on those deep bombs as well. He's not going to be force-feeding Amon-Ra as much as we've seen these past 2 weeks. But still, at the same time, he just needs that safety blanket that he knows, all right, I got a first down, I can relax, I can get comfortable. All right, J-Mo, now where you're at. Amon-Ra, now where you're at. Laporta, all right, I see you in the end zone. If he just had that safety blanket back once again, you would see him just being a little bit more comfortable back there.
And that's where the KG's point, and all of us do expect this, that's where they'll get there. They're going to get there. Josh Reynolds, seasoned vet, seasoned pro, already had the chemistry. But he didn't have what J-Mo possesses at all as it relates to his skill and his talent.
Exactly.
And now that his focus is completely locked in with no distraction, we see where he's at right now, still with so much more ceiling, so much more room to grow. And part of that growth is going to be becoming that reliable receiver for Jared Goff, because you're going to see Amon-Ra get some weird types of coverages. He's gotten bracketed and just looks and just over the top. So many just different looks on Amon-Ra St. Brown that it seems like almost every one of his passes are just a contested pass with help right by him. So it's like for J-Mo, I do believe that is what's going to be the next step in his evolution as a wide receiver, is being that kind of release for Jared Goff across the middle, short passes, kind of in those like 3rd and 6. Are you that guy that he knows, all right, Amon-Ra's going to get all the looks. Can I depend on you to go up there, clean route, and catch it? Because that's what Josh Reynolds was.
Yeah, that's it. The clean route. Like, all right, you've been toying with the DBs all game, Jameson Williams, but on a 3rd and 6, when everyone's expecting Amon-Ra Laporta to get the ball, they're expecting you to go deep to take the top off, to open up the middle. Can you come, instead of stopping and going, stopping and coming back to the ball and getting that big first down, 8 yards? Like, is he going to be that dude? I love that Jared Goff and Ben Johnson trusted him, or at least were trying to get him the ball.
It's beautiful.
I think it was a little, they were force feeding it a little too much. But I'm okay with that at the beginning of the season. This shows that they trust him.
With no preseason.
They're now trying to get that feeling of reliability. Like, okay, J-Mo's here. Let's get him the ball. Now that reliability, that's internal to Jared Goff. That's internal to Ben Johnson. Like, all right, we can go to him in these spots. He can be my second read, not my fourth. The things that just, it grows over the entire season. The fact that they're throwing him the ball, even though we disagree with some of the calls, too many throws, the fact that they're doing it, I mean, compared to this time last year, which he wasn't even playing, like, you know, like,
you know who else is internal too? It's also internal to J-Mo. Have you seen his confidence?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you see him after the first catch of the season, let alone after the win? That guy's confidence was on one. And then you talk about in a game where it's not like you're playing some shabby defenses, man. It's not like you're playing against some shabby defensive backs and secondaries. Jameson Williams' confidence, man, that's the key to all of this right here.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. You know what else is the key to all this if you want to make some money?
What?
It's taking bets from JB.
That is fact.
JB. We got to get to that. We got to get to that when we come back. JB, I'm not a huge
Make
gambler,
the people
but
some money.
I need your tips. I need some tips, my guy.
Fish and tips.
Fish and tips.
No more.
Fish going. I forgot to ask you in the break. What are we doing next, JB?
Fish girl and tips.
We got Sabbath coffee.
That's to you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you are gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com. Choose your favorite roast. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind. Support local and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Now, more than ever, it is critical for you to have your current insurance provider reviewed. Why? Because Swiss is going to hold them honest. They're going to make sure that they're not slipping in anything extra, all right?
Last night, couldn't even get an answer. I'm mad. That's my song, too. Why is he a sicko, bro? Anyway, go ahead. Continue.
Go ahead. I'm telling you, Swiss protects you guys. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today at number 313-530-1698 or visit them online, SwissINS.com.
If you're dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch, Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, they're here to help. Mark White and his team, they'll pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right. I said $5,000. So call Mark White and Associates today at 248-290-8242 or visit them at markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White today, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Hey, let's rock. Still talking a little bit of Detroit Lions, but expanding things just a bit because we got to get around the NFL. And since we love you guys so much, you know what? JB Smooth, Woodward Sports MVP, and Fitty Boo, man. Hey, listen, he wants to try and help you guys make some cash. What up, though, JB Smooth?
Man. Look, last week, my apologies. It didn't go as well as I thought it would, but you know what? I think I took a page out of my own book. I was betting with my heart a little bit there.
Do that.
You can't do that. I was trying to hold out hope for Michigan. I was trying to protect Michigan State. But you know what? None of that's all done now as it is. Michigan, I will forever be fading you until you get your shit together.
I don't blame you.
I'm dead serious.
I'm about to do the same shit.
Look, last week they won, but it didn't really feel like a win. As of now, they are headed to face their second-ranked opponent going up against USC. The Trojans are coming off a bye week, so you know Lincoln Riley and company, they are well-rested and refreshed to take on Michigan, while Michigan still has so many inconsistencies at question mark at quarterback and just the whole offense in general. To factor in that they've also now decided to put in Alex Orji as your starting quarterback, who has completed 3 passes. 3 passes. Are we serious? And look, to me, this all looks like it's going to be a heavily favored Donovan Edwards ground game. But until this offense can figure things out and hopefully get on the right track, like I said, I gotta fade you. Give me USC -5.5 with this one that you can get at the Caesars Sportsbook right now for -110. What are your guys' thoughts?
USC favored by 5.5.
That's a trap number, by the way.
It is.
As Maz always says.
It is. It is. I don't think I can honestly tell you, outside of like my Michigan fandom side of it, that I expect Michigan to win this game. Like, they need to do everything possible not to get blown out.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for a win. I would love it, but I'm gonna take Michigan in the points. Not necessarily money line win. Take them in the points because you cannot get embarrassed two games in a row at the big. I should say against 2 big opponents at the Big House. 2 new opponents in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
it's going to be a field goal game one way or the other.
I like that outlook because I was a little less optimistic, man. To start the season, I had kind of bought into the preseason hype of Go Blue, and maybe it was just a little bit of the drunkenness that comes along with
nobody saw this
national championship.
Nobody saw this coming.
I thought they had this thing figured out, and I'm hoping that we see whatever pulse that we believe we would see from Alex Orji. Now that he's the guy that's going to be starting in, honestly, a big matchup, I'm hoping that we see something, man. And so if you're in a position where you're like, obviously in a betting spot, you make your bread if Michigan pulls this thing off.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they get this done.
Yeah, and I said it yesterday. I do believe there's a path to winning this game if they can establish the ground game like I know they can, especially with Alex Orji being the official starter now. He's going to be running a lot. Khalil Mullins is going to be running a lot. You're going to see some Donovan Edwards. So I still believe in this Michigan defense as well, although Wink Martindale calling the plays, don't know what the hell he's doing right now, but I still believe in the defense as a whole to keep this within a touchdown.
Is there anything Michigan can do to get Donovan Edwards going more?
No, it's all on Donovan Edwards.
Yeah.
You got to just bring it, dude. Like, bring it.
Yeah.
Clip.
Plain and simple. Hey, look, Michigan, I'm rooting for you, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I don't think you're rooting for him.
I don't think it's gonna happen. Just because I have no faith in this Alex Orji person that honestly I don't care for.
Orgies in the end zone, man.
There will be no orgies in the end zone.
A lot of them.
You know you want to hear that at least one time on a broadcast.
Hot, sweaty orgies in the end zone.
That just sounds terrible now. Oh,
hot, sweaty, nasty orgies.
All right, let's move on from this just nastiness that you got right here. My Michigan State Spartans. Look, the Spartans struggled in their season opener. They did bounce back in week 2 by knocking off Maryland, and then you handled Perry View this past weekend. Aiden Child is getting a little bit more comfortable with each game, and the Spartans' defense is actually looking a lot better than they did last season. Now, Boston College is coming off a loss to Missouri due to 2 costly interceptions in a ground game, only put up 50 yards. But if Boston College is going to beat Michigan State, it's going to be through the air. They are a very versatile team, and even though, my Spartans are in this fight, I think they definitely will be in this fight, I don't know how close this game will be. So, that is why I'm being wise and taking the points with Michigan State here at +6.5.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not. I mean, BC was right there with Mizzou, who is one of the better SEC teams in the country right now. I think with y'all, the way that y'all can pass the ball and with y'all run game, y'all can keep it within a touchdown. But BC is going to be a tough opponent, man. And especially, I don't know how you necessarily stop their ground game, but it's yet to be seen. But I'm not mad at this bet at all.
Yeah, I'll take Michigan State in the points. I don't think they're winning. The red bandana game is something, although I think Boston College only has like a 4-6 record in the red bandana game. It's a really cool environment, a really cool moment. I think losing Marsh is big. So I think they keep it within 6.5. I'll take Michigan State in the points, but I don't think they're winning this game.
Hey, if they win this game, it's a plus for me, but if they can cover, I just cash in another bet right there. I still got love for my Spartans, even though I do think this one is going to be a very tough game.
Battle.
Do we got time for another one? Or?
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
All right, let's rock. You know what? Let's head over to the NFL now. No one is really going to like this. And I know Flannel is definitely not going to like this as well either. But Mr. Moxie. Mr. Moxie, Mr. Baker Mayfield. The Bucs have surprised a lot of people the first 2 weeks of the NFL season. Probably even more so for Baker Mayfield as it is. As Mayfield is completing over 70% of his passes for 474 yards and 5 touchdowns and just 1 interception. So both Mike Evans and Chris Godwin have 2 touchdown receptions so far. And on the other side, Denver is winless as Bo Nix has not looked great these past couple of weeks. His completion percentage is below 60% with 0 touchdowns. And this man just got picked off 4 times already. Passing is down in Denver as well. They're rushing as Nix is a single person with the most rushing yards at 40, which is kind of unreal. I don't even know how that happens. But it's looking like Denver is still trying to figure things out. And that is why, Mr. Moxie, I'm taking the Bucs minus 6.5.
Ooh. I am too. They win by a touchdown. Yeah. At least. It might be a 10-point win, but the Bucs are going to go destroy them.
You've been bullish, and you know what? I'm not betting against the Bucs right now. Not at all.
They're a better team than what we realize, and their secondary is still down right now, but the Broncos don't have the horses, though. Although Bo Nix has looked okay at quarterback. So, I would take the Buccaneers minus 6 in this situation.
How are we feeling about do we owe Ryan Ermanni an apology? Like, J.J. McCarthy still has as many touchdown passes as Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Caleb Williams combined.
Yeah. And something tells me that if J.J. was playing, he would already have a touchdown. Something tells me that.
I feel like he would.
I would bet on that.
I had to throw that one in.
I definitely feel like he would. You know, hopefully J.J. can get back and do some things. Who knows? Still got time?
Yeah.
All right, let's roll into my next NFL bet we got right here. Ooh, speaking of JJ and his team, Houston and Minnesota. CJ Stroud is coming off another strong start, and you have to think the Panthers are probably kicking themselves right now after seeing the progress that this man has made over Bryce Young. Sorry, Bryce, you got benched. My bad. Now, look, Mixon is, I believe, out for this game, but I don't think that'll slow down this Houston offense. The Vikings are not going to be able to slow them down as well with the connections of Stroud to Diggs or Stroud to Nico Collins, which I need him to do big because he's on my fantasy team. However, it is encouraging to see the Vikings are still putting up numbers after this Kirk Cousins era. So I expect the Vikings to at least put up a decent amount of numbers against a strong Texas defense. But also, I'm looking for Sam Darnold to also make a lot of more mistakes, which I think these Texans can capitalize off of and cash in as well too. So I'm not taking either sides on this one, but I am taking the over at 44.5.
Ooh.
What do you think?
I'll take that over. I don't think Minnesota's winning that game. In fact, better freaking not.
Nah, I swear.
But I'll take that over.
That's a tough one, man, because I feel like they're going to come back down to earth this week.
Like, you talking about the Vikes, right?
Yeah. D'Amico Ryans and that defense, they've looked pretty damn good. And while, Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the league and he's been putting up numbers, I think they limit him a little bit in this game. So I'm stuck on this one, man. If I had to choose, I guess I would take the over, but only slightly, man.
It's well stated.
Yeah. I think it could be one where even if they limit Minnesota's offense, this could be the breakout offensive game against the Vikings where the Houston, they score 31, 34 points. True. Something like that.
Hey, Da Vinci Broder, paint the picture. It's a thing, man. It's a thing.
Da Vinci Broder. And finally, I will end the betting segment with this. We got to talk about the Lions here. Come on. How can we not?
I'm fired up. Let's rock,
How can we not? Now, look, this one is going to be up in the air for me. I'm telling you right now, game 3 of this total of the Lions week 3, this is the highest total that we've had so far, and which is kind of normal for the Lions as it is. If you've seen the past couple of weeks, they putting up a lot of big numbers, but it's probably based off how effective they've seen the Cardinals the past week. The Cardinals have an offense that's extremely dynamic when it comes to James Conner, Kyler Murray, and you can't forget about Marvin Harrison Jr. and also Trey McBride as well too. They are playmakers. It's going to come down to Murray's mobility and his ability to scramble all over the field if the linebackers can keep them contained, as this is the Lions' first real true test in a mobile quarterback, which this could cause them a little bit of problems. But if you take away the overtime from week 1, the Lions have just scored 36 points this season. That's extremely low for this type of offense that we know that they have and that they can do a lot better, which is why I think this will be a breakout game. The Cardinals in week 1 allowed 34 points as they allowed Josh Allen to complete 18 of 23 passes, 232 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Plus, Allen has James Cook as well, too, dominating on that ground game as well.
3 touchdowns that week.
3 touchdowns that week against this Cardinals' weak defensive line. I think this is a spot for Gibbs and Monty to come up big. That is why I am actually taking the over with this one. It is very high. Like I said, it is the highest total of this weekend. Detroit versus Arizona over 51.5.
You know what? If the offense figures it out, if the Lions offense figures it out, that's obviously the path here, and that's if Kyler Murray and the Cardinals can figure out the Lions defense. But you painted the picture there a little bit. That's a lot of points, though.
I'm a little skeptical, only because the Lions defense has held teams to 20 points back-to-back weeks. And the offense will have to explode in this game. And I do think they will have a better showing. I just don't know if it's to the tune of over 51 points. But,
like I said, I'm hoping for a breakout game from this Lions offense. I figured this would be the game that they figure it out and finally attack and get things done.
I think I'm taking the under on this by a couple points. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
I think I am, too.
Yeah, I think it was like 49, 48, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it's like if I'm picturing the Lions offense taking a step forward, like I also have the same vision of the defense, like limiting them to 17 to 14, like a lower scoring game for them, meaning that the Lions would have to score, 38 and a half
and
points.
If they run the ball a lot, like I expect them to, then I don't know if the score gets this high, but to your point.
Yeah,
sold. I'm with you, KG. I'm taking the under, or I'm not taking the over.
Yeah,
definitely at the under, because I'm almost feeling like if the Lions are going to win 34 points at the very least, it's like it's a lot of points, and you got to make sure ultimately that this ground game is working. And it's like when you talk about not trying to limit the opportunities of the Arizona Cardinals, are you running the ball? Are you trying to control the clock? Those are certain factors to me that I just think about when I look at this game, because I don't want Kyler Murray having more opportunities.
Yeah, he won't. The Lions dominate time of possession. These last two games, they have absolutely dominated. That's what gets me about this one. That's why I'm
kind of more the under. Like if they just go out there and shoot it up. Like what game was that? Was that the Chargers game last year?
Yeah,
where they were both just like, all right, this is the game.
Right,
this is the game. Then I could see it getting there, but in this one, I don't know.
And that Lions defense, they not giving up more than 24. I don't see in this game. I don't see it. But
let's ride.
Something that we have to check out and see. Like I said, I'm hoping for them to finally break out of this slump and actually, put up big numbers and get this offense figured out. But those are my bets for this weekend. And remember the rules, everybody. Bet smart, not with your heart. Know your bankroll. Always keep in mind what you're willing to bet, what you're willing to win, and what you're willing to lose. And remember, parlays are for suckers. Don't do it. Don't do it. They're just taking your money right there.
Oh, man. Yo, great job. Great job as always, JB. Smooth. That was a fire segment, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Sponsored by Caesar Sportsbook. Of course.
Hey, you guys already see it here on the back wall, man. I'm telling you guys, if you're into it, got to take advantage of this. Use code Woodward 1000, and get your first bet back up to $1,000 as a bonus bet if yours loses.
And even if you got an account, make a new one, man. Come on, take advantage of this deal, man.
Another one.
How could you not?
We all know the game.
Come on,
for the real bettors out there, we know the game.
Are you honoring Fish over there?
Yeah.
Our guy Fish?
How do you not?
How do you not?
Shout out to Fish.
How about this? Everyone, while we wait for our special guest, let's start Feldman mailbag early. Let's just have the chat just pump us with questions. Lions, NFL, Tigers, anything you want.
Let's go.
Bring it.
We'll take a quick break. Even our own Feldman mailbag questions?
I know that sometimes. Although I want them from the chat, but if you got something good, this is a chance to read all their chats.
Hey, so then that's the challenge. Hey, chat, flood this thing with questions so that Broder doesn't have to hear my questions. Let's go. Let's go.
You have good questions, bro. You have good questions.
No, I'm for real. This segment is about the chat
100%.
family, man. And listen, we love to feature you guys. So Get those mailbags in. You know why? It's a Friday show.
Friday.
Let's give away we'll have a giveaway. But they got to use hashtag Feldman Mailbag.
Got to do it. I'm going to put you in charge of that one today.
Got you.
All right, let me tell you about Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza because they have a new limited time offer. Just in time for football season. I know it just started, but football season, and we're still in that first quarter. They're debuting their fresh signature flavored wings. So grab your friends, order a New York style pizza, add fresh wings for the games this weekend, and try one of their 7 different flavors. Head to www.sorokis.com to order, to buy, to check out what they have. It's delicious. Go get the biscuits.
And afterwards, once you hit up Soroki's, you can always head over to Woodward Sports Shop and get yourself some Woodward Sports gear. We got the Stoke Not Scared shirts. We got the Boo Them Kids shirts out right now. And the Tigers, hey, they're picking up steam. Wild card, it's just a couple days. Get the Woodward Sports Tigers as well, too. Support the Tigers. WoodwardSports.com. Click on that shop tab. Get swagged out.
Swag.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new card crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Hey, join the best football league in Metro Detroit. It's the Boys and Girls Club of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. Offers youth ages 5 to 14 years old with 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All their coaches are trained, certified, and undergoing background checks. So register to play football or to cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, transportation, all included. $175, but you get a chance to play the championship game at Ford Field. So put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports. If you need a car, go to Feldman Chevrolet in Novi. Feldman Chevrolet, since 1996, they've been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. They got 18 locations in Metro Detroit, so there has to be a dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. That's Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Let's rock. Welcome back, people. It is Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for kicking off your day with the WUW Crew, the last show before a Detroit Lions game. Can't wait, man. This weekend is going to be electric. Detroit Tigers, college football, Detroit Lions.
I got a question about panicking for you, Kool-Aid.
You know what? Let's go.
Ed O'Neill, Feldman Mailbag. If the Lions' offensive line struggles versus this Cardinals' defensive line, do we start panicking? Panic. Use that word specifically.
Panic? No, not panic. If it's that word specific, then I will go with probably its antithesis. RELAX. Relax.
Relax.
Yeah.
Anyone have a different opinion?
No.
No panic.
Yeah.
You can ask questions, but no panic.
I believe in this team, and if you truly believe in what they've become, you can't panic even if they go 1-3.
No, right. I'm not panicking yet. Give it some time. If there are some things I got to clean up, that's fine, but no, I'm not panicking.
Yeah. Ryan's reaction. We're here, Ryan. Feldman Mailbag, NFC North, season-ending rank predictions. On the spot, boys. Let's re-rank or keep the same rankings. Top 4. I'm going Lions. I'm going Packers still. I'm going Vikings and I'm going Bears. I'm switching the Vikings and the Bears.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. That's my switch.
I'm copping off Broder because, I mean, the way the Vikings have looked, they kind of look like a retool instead of a rebuild at this point. And I know JJ went down, but Sam Darnold's been good for them. Jay Jettas is still the best receiver in the league. They defense look just as good as it did once in the past, and they got a run game. So the Packers, I still believe they're the number 2 team in this division, although they have lost Jordan Love for a certain amount of time. He might be coming back soon. And yeah, the Bears, until Caleb Williams get out of that college bullshit and stop trying to, beat NFL defenders with college moves, they are going to be at the bottom.
I gotta agree with Broder and KG as well too. I'm doing the same thing. The Bears are terrible. I actually got to sit back and watch a couple plays from Caleb Williams, and he is not ready for this type of competition that they have right now. I'm telling you, he's not ready. He's looking terrible.
No, he wasn't ready. No. But no, the same here, man. And the Vikings were that team that I was just like, I was wondering, am I crazy for believing that they're a team that can make a little bit of noise, especially after last year? It's like, I get it. They're our rivals, so we're going to always be that team that's like trying to diminish things, but they finished the season pretty decently last year. And they had some things to build on. And like you said, KG, it's looking like more like a retool. And they're honestly, they're reaping the benefits of that. Sam Darnold just had to play clean football. Based on everything we knew about him, the most important thing was that you play clean football, especially if you have a target like Justin Jefferson, that people say anybody can get the ball to him. But what got Nick Mullins in trouble? It wasn't that he didn't have an arm. It wasn't that he couldn't air it out. It wasn't that he couldn't find Justin Jefferson, but that he didn't play clean football. And I do believe that as long as the Vikings continue to play clean football and good defense, they're going to have an opportunity to make some noise.
Oh, yeah. How about this? IT Hips, Feldman mailbag, excuse me. Do you feel like the Tigers need to win 2 out of 3 against the Orioles in order to amazingly make the playoffs?
Yes, they have to take care of business against the Baltimore Orioles because that's the second team above them. I believe it's the Twins and then the Orioles.
Royals, Orioles.
Okay.
The Orioles are, I'm sorry, I had in my notes, they are 5 games ahead.
Oh, 5 games ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But either way, they're
4,
the team.
I'm sorry, 4.
No, you're good. But they are the team at the top right now. So the more wins you get on them, the better your chances are of making up that ground. So, yeah, they got to take care of business against the Orioles.
How about this? Hypothetically, I'll say it just how Randall Small says it. Feldman Mailbag, when the Tigers get into the playoffs, who do you want them to play first round? His is the Yankees and Braves. So first round and World Series. He says he wants the Yankees first round. He wants the Braves in the World Series.
He just wants to just get it, just round 1, get it over with.
We call it World Series shots.
That's what he said. Hypothetically, yeah.
I guess.
I like the energy, Rando.
I'll just go with the first round matchup. I'm just going to be a little reserved here. I ain't going to tell you what to do with your fandom, though. But
Yankees pitching staff blows.
They do. But if I'm being real, I would much rather see the Astros. I want to see that premier matchup. A.J. Hinch returning to the scene of the crime. Verlander versus the newcomer in my mind is slipping on me.
It don't even bro, listen, I get it. This would be honestly a round 2 for script writers.
Yeah, it would.
After Matthew Stafford comes here for the playoffs, can you imagine that, man?
Yeah.
I want that.
And
I want
Terrence
that matchup.
Skubal, my bad, it's slipping my mind. But yeah, Verlander versus Skubal first matchup, that would be absolutely insane.
Broder's getting ready. No, I get it. Hey, listen, we're gonna have to support Mr. A.J. Hinch.
Yeah.
Real ones know what's going on right now. Real ones know what's going on right now.
I was told. Is that how Neil says it?
Yeah, right.
I was told that A.J. Hinch is a cheater and couldn't win again in Houston. It was all because of Altuve and Springer and Bregman. It was partly due to him. Yeah. And yes, they did cheat.
But
I was told they couldn't do it again, and here we are. Let's go Astros versus Tigers.
It was almost like he was like, for real? Hold my bucket. I'm going to Detroit.
Yeah.
Where you guys are saying nothing can happen.
Right.
And now what the heck is happening?
Yeah.
Like everything right now.
And because of him.
Yeah.
Because of him.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting, the parallels of that Houston team coming up to this one.
Yep.
There are a lot of similarities, a lot of things that had me excited.
Right.
Astros, Yankees. Who are you thinking?
I guess give me the Astros at this one. I don't know. But to me, it doesn't matter. I got faith in this Lions team just because a lot of people don't have faith in them. Doesn't mean we don't here. So it doesn't matter if it's the Yankees, the Astros, the Orioles. It doesn't matter. Tigers winning it. Let's get it.
Yeah, I want to see the Astros. I think the best matchup is the Yankees.
Yeah.
Which is weird saying it. Yeah, Aaron Judge, Juan Soto,
it's just
I want to play you.
It's murderer's row in that hitting lineup. That's the only thing I'm kind of concerned about. I know our relief pitching is really good, but
that's
where
I'm
a tough
headed.
match.
That's why I am going to pick the Yankees. I want to see that. I'm going to pick the Yankees.
Okay.
There's nothing normal for me to say that I trust this bullpen going up against Judge and Soto and them, but there's the magic. Like, they just did it to Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah, that's true.
And then on the flip side, their pitching rotation isn't that great. And what's the Tigers' weakness all season? It's their offense.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, you need timely hitting. Aaron Boone isn't managing their game like A.J. Hinch is managing ours. You get to their starters early, you win that game.
Yeah, but New York would be in a frenzy if the Tigers beat them in a wild card series.
Nothing would make me happier.
Yeah, seriously.
Isn't that what we're known for, though? That's what we're known for. Detroit sports has always done things like this. You go back to when we had good teams and the Yankees just couldn't figure us out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You go to the Pistons during their heyday. And beating the teams that many people thought, you know what, the Pistons, they don't belong here. They're a small market. They don't matter. And it's just like, you know what, I love it. Yeah. I absolutely love it. Keep it up, man.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Spicy Broder in the chat.
Hey,
Spicy Broder.
That was a real cough, by the way. Sounded like a fake one. Feldman mailbag. Who will be the better safety for the Lions at the end of the season? Brian Branch or Kirby Joseph? Brian Branch.
Yeah, because Brian Branch can just do a little bit more than Kirby Joseph can, but please don't sleep on Big Kirk.
Yeah, they're both great. So let's not slander Kirby.
Yeah.
Brian Branch is different.
I
think
Kirby Joseph, man. He is so opportunistic. The way he plays some of the passing lanes and, just comes up with interceptions. I really like what Kirby Joseph brings to the table, man. He's fearless.
Yep.
He brings that Lions grit attitude every single game. But Brian Branch, I think he's becoming a star before our very eyes.
Absolutely. And you know what? I don't really care, man. I'm hoping this team goes all the way and punches the Super Bowl ticket so that when you make just kind of funny comparisons like this, hey, listen, go out there and beat Ben Wallace and Rasheed Wallace. You know what I mean? There is no competition. Go out there from a defensive standpoint and choose to be great and choose to be connected as well. That was what made that Detroit Pistons defense so good, is that they were connected and they all played for each other. That also meant that in their own individual lanes, they knew we have to be the best each and every play. I can't take one play off because I could be leaving my bro out to dry. And so it's like, you know what? I love the fact that we can talk about which one is going to be the better safety, and we both know that both of them are going to be some dogs.
Hey, Kool-Aid, who's the best linebacker on the Lions team? And not a trick question.
Yeah, Alex Anzalone.
Who made the biggest play and from the linebacker position at the end of the Bucs game in the playoffs?
Derek Barnes. Yep.
Who made the biggest play as a linebacker in the San Francisco 49ers NFC Championship game?
Amon-Ra.
Rodrigo.
Yeah, so it's like who's ever the other guy, as long as the other guy's ready to play, which this team, Dan Campbell and the staff has them ready to play. I like the question, but in the grand scheme, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the moment? Yeah. That's what this. Honestly, the defense has been very opportunistic and ready for the moment. You get to the end of the game, that defense already looks stout against playoff contenders. At the end of games, you're talking about your 2-minute warnings.
Yeah.
You're talking about we need the ball back and we're under a minute and we're going to get it back to you within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
I like it.
We do got a super chat in here from Dante.
Oh, hell yeah, Dante.
$5. Shout out Dante, man. You are the dude. Yes, KG, that lineup from the Yankees is murder's row, but Judge and Soto do go in cold streaks. And if the Tigers face them in the playoffs, I have Tigers.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point. The playoffs take your pitching over your hitting.
Yeah.
Where I know Mark Ryan and a lot of other people want. Oh, it was a mistake to trade Flaherty because pitching wins in the playoffs. Flaherty's great and all, but man,
yeah, I'm sick of that.
How do you say the pitching staff has been better since he's gone? So chill out. But pitching does win in the playoffs.
And you don't get Trey Sweeney without that.
Yeah,
probably still trotting out Javi Baez or Ryan Kryler.
Thank you. JB, I remember their answers as we've been talking about it all week or a couple times this week. So I want to get yours with this question, least first. Feel free to supplement, guys. But Justin Simpson asked in the chat, Feldman mailbag, as good as our defensive line has been, how do you think we will fare against a truly mobile QB in Kyler Murray? What's your opinion on this?
Voice of reason.
we got to have that bend but don't break mentality. Look, I know it's going to be an issue facing this scrambling little toddler that you're going to have to like corral and, holster into like a little pocket of area, but I think they're up for the challenge. They've seen the type of slight mobility Baker Mayfield had and how he can expose them, so now they just have to be ready and on their toes for a kid like Kyler Murray to just scramble around out here. I think they'll be ready. There are going to be some mistakes that are going to happen. This isn't going to be a perfect game. He's going to get out of pocket and actually probably hit Marvin Harrison down there for at least a good 40. But the thing is, if you can limit those opportunities, it's what's going to matter here.
I don't know if this actually happened in practice, but this is kind of why you got a guy like Hendon Hooker, a different type of quarterback than what Jared Goff is. Maybe they've done some reps with Hendon Hooker at the back. That way they can, kind of simulate what Kyler Murray is going to bring to them because, he will hurt you with his leg.
Yep, and this is a game where I know the Hutch detractors, they don't really care about pressures or QB hits and the fact that he gets them at an elite level. But this is a game for me where I think this has to be a factor. When you know that you got a quarterback as mobile as Kyler Murray, sometimes you got to make sure that you take your hits where you can take your hits.
Yeah.
That's where I do believe Aiden Hutchinson is going to be an absolute monster, and having Kyler Murray, hopefully by the end of the game, hearing footsteps.
Yeah. Keep the questions, the Feldman mailbag questions coming in.
Yeah.
Before Kool-Aid tells you about the watch party and Dr. Pierce, let me read this $5 super chat from our guy Burn.
Shout out.
Burn says Yankees.
Big
We
Burn.
own them in October. Astros in the ALDS.
Yeah.
Sounds like he wants the Yankees.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The more you think about it, man.
am.
Where are you watching this game, chat? This Lions game this weekend.
Hey.
Watch it with us.
Watch it with us. Listen, Hayes Social in Shelby Township. I'm going to say that one more time. Hayes Social in Shelby Township. The Woodward Sports Crew, especially the heavyweights, Stick and Anton, and more, we're all going to be down at the New Holland Brewing Company watch party and post-game show. Every single Detroit Lions game, we heard you guys say that you wanted to be able to experience the watch parties with us, and now you can. Instant reactions and instant analysis right away. So we need you guys to show up, and thank you all, man. You can tap in only on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports. Brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Taller Your Local Long Drink, 1800 Tequila, Soroki's, and Sabbath Coffee. Can't ever forget about the Soroki's, man. And also, attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering you top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce, he's here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new card crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Woodward Sports Chat. Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? You got to start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You got an option to participate or choose a 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle site or participate in a virtual bell ringing shift to raise funds, from the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers, they can sign up and begin raising funds at any time. But traditionally, in person, the bell ringers begin on Friday, November 2nd, and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sunday. So, to sign up for volunteer shifts, which I would encourage you all to do, go sign up for volunteer shifts at registertoring.com.
And what up, though, people? We are back as Wake Up Woodward. Thank you guys for choosing to kick off your day with the WUW Crew. We're going to do a little bit more of this Feldman mailbag segment.
We are, but...
And... Yes, sir.
Sorry, no, you were going to say and.
Our guest is pulling up right now, too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Before we start the Feldman mailbag segment, we got to condense what's trending because JB really wanted to share a video.
You know what? That's right.
Really wanted.
I really wanted to share this video with you guys because you know us here as a show, we're all about you guys in the chat family. You are what drives and helps the show as well too. So if you have anything interesting or just cool that you want to just make it known and make it seen out here to all of us, especially here at the WUW Crew, I will definitely look at it and try to get it on the show as much as I can. But I got to give a big shout out to James because he was in KC the other day for the Tigers game. He sent us those photos that you seen yesterday. Also, you know, he put it out there that Emma might have a little crush on one Mr. Matthew Broder as well too. So yesterday, once you know, once she's seen the video and seen us giving her a shout out, she actually did a reaction video. She did a reaction video that I want to show you guys.
Broder's blushing right now, people.
Exactly. And also shout out to James once again. Broder, he wanted me to let you know, and also shout out to Emma from Caseville. That, this is another one you can put on your list. I think she has a crush on you. I believe she's the girl in the white Detroit Tigers. Broder. And also shout out to James once again. Broder, he wanted me to let you know, and also shout out to
Bro.
What you gotta say to her, brother? Come on, brother. Bring it home.
Some dogs.
Close the deal.
Some dogs.
I'd like to thank you, Emma, for willing the Tigers to a 3-game sweep in Kansas City. I don't know if Tarek Skubal is striking out Salvador Perez without Emma in the stands. I don't think Bo Brisky hits 100 without Emma in the stands.
Yeah, you hitting the home run with her heart, though, right?
Yeah, like, you know how Wenzel Perez was about 3 feet short?
Yeah.
I took it over the top. Ooh. Home run, and I'm not talking that home run.
My man's a baseball professional.
Yeah. Emma, thank you. Shout out to you, Emma from Kansas City, repping the Detroit Tigers.
And his number is 248. No, I'm talking.
Do you remember, separate from Emma, thank you. Do you guys remember, like, in high school or middle school or whatever, like, the rejection hotline phone number?
Oh, yes, man.
You know, you'd give it out, and it would be just some recording.
Right.
Goodness.
I do remember that as well, too. And once again, shout out to James for sending me that video. Also, happy birthday to James' dad, Jim. He just turned 65 today.
Shout out, Jim.
Shout out, Jim.
He would like for me to play this video for him. It's very funny.
Is that Jim?
That is Jim on the dock right there.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Damn, Jim. I thought he was going to make it, too.
I thought he was going to make it as well.
Good sport, too, though.
He was practicing Jace Young's slide into home.
Right. Look at that. You know what?
Oh, safe.
That's where I saw that before.
Yeah.
Da Vinci Broder.
Safe.
You can tell that he normally makes that jump.
Yeah.
Just this time, it just didn't work out.
Are you okay, Jim?
He had one too many, not one too many, but one too many for the jump.
Yeah.
Where you hit your center of gravity's a little wobbly.
Yeah.
And boom.
I like the look, though. The hat, the holding the drink while you making the jump, that's badass, bro.
I was going to say, play that one more time. Because you know he knew. As soon as he jumped.
He knew that something was not going.
He knew before his feet hit the ground. All right, get ready.
Right.
And that baby didn't have any reaction.
He out there looking like
you know, we seen this before.
Looking like Walker, Texas Ranger right now.
Look at this, dog. You're right. He knew before his feet hit the ground. All right, protect the cup.
Bam.
Oh! I love the neon tucked into the jeans.
Yeah, like he got the look down, bro. Like
cowboy hat acts as a helmet. And it's a red solo cup. Shout out Michigan. Dark container. Yeah. Oh, that's not a red solo cup. That's a tall boy.
Yeah, it is.
That's a tall.
He was ready, man.
Jim was turning 65, man.
Hey, shout out Jim, man.
Required
Jim
minimum
knows,
distribution.
He knows how to live
Still
life.
looking good for 65. That's a blessing, Jim.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, man.
Social Security money when you can.
Right.
Yeah, get it. Remember senior citizen discounts at the movies when you were younger?
Yeah, they still give them.
Yep.
I imagine they not as much as
My
they used to
grandma
be.
used to get those when Universal Mall was still around. And we would go up to the theater up there.
Man.
Yep. Y'all remember that?
Cinemark
In
16.
off the Quinter?
Cinemark 16,
Yep.
right? You see all the movies that was out in the movies a month ago in Cinemark 16, man.
Yeah, some Friday, Saturday nights were spent there. That's all I can say.
Yeah, the dollar show as black people like to call
And she used to get the senior discount at Old Country Buffet.
Oh, let's go.
All the time.
man.
I love Old
She would
Country
take us there on
Buffet.
beef ribs night, man. I was like, you know what? Let's rock.
Well, I would go to Old Country Buffet with my mom and either my younger brother or older brother after we went to the dentist. And I don't know if that's a thing you should do after you have fluoride.
Probably
You're supposed
not.
to chill.
No.
But there was an Old Country Buffet a half a mile away. And we would just go ham.
Yeah.
You know, they got the ice
Absolutely
cream
ham.
machine.
That
at
was the spot, man. Before Golden Corral took over.
Yeah.
Jesus.
No.
I'm not a fan of Golden Corral, really.
If you only know Golden Corral as like that type of buffet, you're missing out if you never got Old Country Buffet.
Oh, yeah.
Or even Ryan's.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
Let's
I
go
like food.
Tigers. I love food. I love food. Tony Diaz, while we wait for our guest, I want to revisit this.
Yeah.
If you guys
Let's
want to
go.
talk about it. He said, can we explain the history making behind Shohei Ohtani's 50-50 again?
Let's
We
go.
talked about it at the beginning of the show. Actually, you know what? I'll turn and I'll ask you guys.
Yeah.
We talked about it a lot, about 8-10 to 8-16, 17. But, like, him going 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases, like, do you guys understand how important that, like, how wild this is?
And, Broder, I'm glad you brought this back up because I don't want to alarm you, but this...
show it.
This is out right now for the next 24 hours.
I'm so glad you pulled this. I have the tab open.
Wow.
This is out and available for the next 24 hours. So if you're looking to, capitalize off of Shohei's 50-50 club and quite potentially get this autographed card, go over to Topps and order this right now.
I love that.
They is taking y'all money every day. Jesus.
Yeah, I
How do
know.
y'all just print this out that quickly?
I don't know.
Yeah. That card is going to be worth something. You hear about the guy that caught the 50-50 ball?
Is he's not giving it back,
He's
right?
not. They tried to hook him up, and he was like, "No, I'm holding on to this, man." He said that the ball is worth at least $250,000 right now, but it could be worth way more than that.
Yeah, I gotta imagine.
The Aaron Judge 62 ball was like $1 million.
Do we know any of the offers that he might have received?
I don't think it just happened last night, so I don't know in the last 12 hours. I don't know if he got any offers yet, other than the Dodgers trying to get
Dodgers. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, do we
ain't
know
no
what
sign
Shohei
back
the
in
Dodgers tried to
Jersey.
give?
We ain't doing that.
This isn't any old record broken.
Yeah, like we ain't doing that.
Yeah,
he the first person to do that. That ball is gonna be worth mad money.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
Imagine if he had hit the 50 home run, if he hit his 50th home run first before 50 steals, then that ball is in play when he gets to 50 steals.
Ooh,
and the Dodgers
yeah.
can control that. Like, they can just hit the ball. That could be like $1 million swings.
Yeah, seriously.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, but what he did this season, just this feat in general, only time ever in baseball history since the 1800s. Like, no player's ever gone 50 home runs with 25 stolen bases in the same season. Willie Mays and A-Rod had 24 stolen bases. Only 2 players have hit 50 home runs in one season and stolen 50 bases in another season.
Damn.
He did it in the same season.
That is ridiculous.
And let me remind everybody, he's arguably the best, if not a top 3 pitcher in the MLB when he's pitching.
Mm-hmm.
He's been rehabbing from Tommy John this whole time.
Yeah, it's crazy. Can't even tell.
I wonder, KG, and maybe it's a question I should have just asked myself, but KG, I wonder, like, if he didn't have Tommy John surgery, like, or because he had it, can he like focus more on the pitcher and like get better jumps? Like, we know he can put more time into hitting, but can he like get better jumps where maybe if he's pitching, he's not even attempting more stolen bases? I don't know.
That's a good question.
Hypotheticals.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I think the way that they've got him set up now, I think he does just need to focus on hitting the ball. He's a great pitcher. Don't get me wrong, but you don't want to use up that kind of talent, in the next few years or so, because eventually that starts to take a wear on you. Even though he's as great as he is, yeah. So I would just keep him as a hitter, man, because he's one of the most devastating hitters we've seen.
Yeah. I wonder. I imagine that $700 million contract he signed, I think, and I might be wrong, but I think it was basically, all right, you're getting you're getting $375 million as a hitter and $375 million as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Like, I sort of factor it that way, but nonetheless, we have a special guest in studio. I'm going to pass it to Kool-Aid to introduce him. We're going to go a couple extra minutes today because Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
Tell our chat about our very special guest.
Hey, you know what, man? This person, you guys know that I like to honor the people who are doing a little bit more than just a professional thing, because you're one of the GOATs. But as a person, as a human being, as one of the voices of the city, I don't think that there's too many voices that compete, man. Some people call you Dr. Detroit, Detroit Radio, Dr. Darius. What up, though, brother?
What up, though? Good morning. What's up?
What up, though?
What up, though?
Listen to this show all the time, man. So it's kind of surreal to be sitting right here right now.
Hey, you know what? And I want to make sure that we do this as much justice as we can, because I got some pictures as well, just so people can understand who aren't familiar. Just the legend that this guy is. Look, bro, just kind of looking through the history. I mean, you even got baller pictures with the GOAT, Steve Yzerman, man. Rasheed Wallace. I found it. You're an icon. I don't know if you understand quite the kind of the impact, because it's not just like the sports. It's not just the radio. It's the fact that you continue to strive to make a difference in the lives of so many youth and people, for lack of a better term, like me, who wanted to be able to find my way into something like this. And even the first game, like, there was people like Rod Beard and James Edwards and you. I was just walking. You was like, Woodward. I just remember it like yesterday, man. And you gave me so much confidence in that one conversation, man. Wow. And every time we see each other around the Pistons world, you give me so much like advice and things of that nature. And it's just like, yo, this guy, I want to make sure we can honor him. I didn't know that this was going to be, at that point in time, you know, that the WJLB career was going to be wrapping up at that point in time. So I was like, when I heard that, I was like, we got to make sure we honor you, man, and get you on here.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words. You know, it is kind of, I look at myself as a regular person. I pay the same bills everybody else pay around here. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's kind of hard to look at myself the way that other people do. As of recently, you know, it's kind of weird that my kids are starting to recognize who I am, or, you know, just kind of like, you know how you go through stuff and you clean up and you like, oh, let me just clean. I've been the last month, I've been around the house just doing like house chores, cleaning up, busting down the junk drawer that's been a junk drawer for about 8 to 10 years, and you just find these old pictures and, you know, like the Yzerman photo, and you say, wow, like I really
there
did
it
that.
is.
So,
Man.
it's just it's crazy, but it's fun, man. I love Detroit. I love the community. I love small businesses. I love to see them grow. I love to see you know, kids make it to every level that they achieve to make it to. And then at the same time, man, Detroit sports. Oh my God,
different level.
I love our energy right now, man. And for you guys to sit here and talk about it day after day. My brother moved from Detroit maybe like 20 years ago. He lives in Las Vegas. He's probably watching right now.
Let's go. Shout out.
So shout out to my brother Michael in Vegas, but he watches religiously. So he's a bandwagon. He's asking for his seat back for the Lions. And I told him he can have it back. So.
Was he really hoping that the Lions would beat the 49ers last year to be able to see them in Las Vegas?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Vegas and California, you know, they're neighboring states, so you got a lot of people from San Fran or, you know, those football franchises in California. They were giving him the business for the last 5 to 10 years, and for him to literally have all the ammunition to basically fire back at them was cool to him, but he was a little heartbroken. He said he was talking a lot of trash while we were up, but he was heartbroken like everyone else when we lost.
And just to, you know, kind of introduce a little bit more of that career, you've been pretty much the voice of the city, voice of Detroit on the radio waves, at the biggest events, the biggest concerts, for what, almost a 2.5 decades, 25 years?
25th year. Yep.
DJ
June
Extreme.
of 99, I started, you know, straight out of high school. went to the league like LeBron did.
Let's go. Yeah.
But, left high school. I went to Specs Howard.
Shout out Specs.
I got an internship at 97.9 with D. John Mason, who's the Pistons public address announcer.
The legend.
And I started there and just kind of moved up and, did some interning, of course. And I got my first shift. Believe it or not, my first shift was the Quiet Storm. So imagine me. Imagine me on air trying to, I'm super hype, energetic. I'm on here trying to sound sexy.
Right. That is crazy, man. And Dr. Darius, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You a legend to me.
Yeah.
You are really like ingrained in the fabric of Detroit. I mean, I grew up listening to you DJing and on the radio, and I just wanted to ask you, like, what do you think is behind maybe the revitalization of Detroit, man? Like, this is becoming more of a destination city, and I know they've cleaned up downtown a lot over the years, but people like us, we know Detroit has been a beautiful city the whole time, but what do you say, what do you think is behind maybe this revitalization of Detroit?
I would say the combination of sports and music.
Yeah.
Like for instance, downtown was a ghost town. It was crusty and dusty.
It was.
The Penobscot building is where the radio station was, so we got a chance to see it every day, walk in and in the morning, leave out in the evening and see Detroit. And, the possibility was always there. But I want to say one, it was definitely sports, in 03, maybe 02, 03 when the Pistons started winning and going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I got a chance to see people in bars and nightclubs for watch parties slapping fives, guys that normally don't do that, and it was a festive time. And that was like one of the, I kind of created a conversation of I wanted Detroiters to have a day, and it was 313 Day, and that conversation inspired from radio. So I know sports was one, and then music, we were like on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
One point in time, like we didn't even like our own music, our own sound.
That's
the
true.
East and the West wasn't necessarily together, but I can honestly say it was the sports. It was them Pistons.
Yeah, and you know what? You've seen when you were kind of just getting hot, getting into your rhythm. Yeah. It was when our sports teams, the Tigers, even the Red Wings, the Pistons, they were absolutely electric, man. And going through the history, you see all of the pictures with, the 04 Pistons. I know that you also host like the reunion get-togethers and things of that nature, which is so fire, and it's dope to have people who remember what it was like. But one thing you haven't seen is these Detroit Lions. Obviously, outside of this regime, you've never seen this. You've seen the effect that a winning Pistons team had. You've seen the effect of a winning Red Wings team, and I saw you got your family at all the games.
Yeah,
you're a true Detroit sports head. But the Lions right now, man, how's just from your perspective, how's that impact been on this city, man?
It's been
and just
huge.
on you as a fan too.
I mean, me, I'm gonna just jump in the same boat with the fans in the city because we've been all, and you guys too, we've all been in this together. But to see their success right now, to see that when you have a coach that everyone wants to, like, I would suit up for Dan Campbell right now. I don't know what position I would play.
Right.
That's a cool.
It would have been kicker before, but we've got a solid kicker. But I would suit up for Campbell, and just the direction that the organization is going, man. It's beautiful to see them win, on and off the field, in and out of the communities as well. Because even I feel like this. Your record can be what it is, but you can be number one in the community as much as possible. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's what I credit the Pistons for all day. But to see the Lions where they are right now, it's so surreal. My trash talking is up right now. Against everyone. I'm wearing every Lions gear.
Right.
And like I got an old Ty Mopkins starter jacket. I'm busting them out.
Nice.
I got
Get me fired.
And I have an all-white Lions starters jacket that I've never wore.
Ooh.
I will only wear it when we win the Vince Lombardi.
Stop it.
Only time I'm pulling that jacket up. So
Chain energy.
I don't care what the weather is in New Orleans. We might have to break it out.
That's real.
So,
Cool,
that's real.
I'm telling y'all, man, he's a legend. Getting prepared already.
Yeah,
and you know what? The Detroit Pistons, I know you got you've had a really good history with them.
Yeah.
You've done a lot with the events and things of that nature, and you've seen a lot of Pistons basketball. You've seen the winning. You've seen the foundations. And there's a lot of fans right now who they're a little skeptical or they're a little apprehensive. They don't know, you know what, is this something we can believe in right now? Even though we believe that they've brought in some of the right vets, they brought in a completely new front office, completely new coaching staff, and these people want to tackle this. They want this. And Cade Cunningham getting a bag, man.
Yeah.
Where should people be as it relates to the Detroit Pistons right now?
Man, you got to believe. You got to believe like you believed in the Lions. You got to think. You know, the Detroit Lions were the Pontiac Lions for the longest.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons were the Auburn Hills Pistons for the longest. They got to come back and earn that Detroit grit. The Lions have earned that Detroit grit.
Earned it.
And so, you know, it may take some losing at first, but, you know, we got to get comfortable with going up. And, you know, even with the old regime, I think they were, you know, pretty decent coming from where we came from. If you look at the books where we had Blake Griffin, Derrick Rose. I mean, we were paying Josh Smith for so long, and he hadn't. I think he played a couple of games. He maybe never played an LCA. So it's you know, as a fan, you got to roll with it. You got to stick it out. We seen what winning was. 88, 89, if you go back that far, 03, 04. We just got to stick it out. The Detroit Pistons are becoming the Detroit Pistons instead of the Auburn Hills Pistons.
Hey.
So. You like what they've done with Trajan Langdon and Fred Vinson and I'm blanking on her name, but the Nike exec who's now
Melanie Harris.
Melanie Harris.
Yep.
Like, it seems like they're making moves like I don't want to say like the Lions, but with that in mind, let's just reshape this all.
Yeah,
it's got to feel good, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, anytime you get a chance to, get a clean plate and put some new food on it and eat, you know, the Cade deal was huge. That was something that fans wanted to see. We wanted to know that we had a superstar to get behind and stay behind. And he's not leaving, and you know, it's not like the 04 Pistons where you never really had a quote unquote superstar. You just had a bunch of guys that were, you know, veterans that were put together. So.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like it would be cheating our audience if I didn't ask you about your perspective of that 04 squad. My perspective, if the Pistons win right now, will be from the beat. You know, writing about it, observing, asking questions, and there are some relationships behind the scene. You, though, were in the middle of everything. These guys are your friends.
Yeah.
These guys are ones that repost you and that you're doing things with. And talk to us just about kind of that experience, especially for those fans who have that experience. There's a whole generation of them, adults, bro, that have no idea what that 2003, 2004 Pistons team and that era was like.
Man, it was huge, you know, one for, you know, the sake of, you know, I have kids and I want to see the city just come together. You know, the Renaissance was obviously going to happen, but, you know, that team meant so much to the city, which meant a lot to me. You know, I saw the love and the energy that the organization put into the communities, and that just made people say, you know what, I'm driving to Auburn Hills.
Yeah.
Win, lose, or draw, I'm going to the game. And then for them to win it, like I said, it just brought a whole different light. For me as well, because I've been around different sports organizations, but, you know, guys are like my brothers, like Rasheed Wallace. That's my guy. Happy birthday, by the way.
Hey,
shout out.
He celebrated his 50th on Wednesday, the 17th.
Hey, shout out.
Yeah, so don't lie, baby.
Shout out to Sheed. But just being around those guys, man, like I learned a lot. And the one thing I can say is out of every organization that I've been around, this team has been like close, like family, like not just the team, but the people in the organization.
Yeah.
The kids, the families, like all were like.
It was a true brotherhood
tight,
when they say that.
True brotherhood. I'm like a New Year's Eve gathering, you know, from, you know, just anything, man. It was just a tight core group, man. Like on and off the court. So great look for the city for sure.
That's awesome. This has been great. I know you got some, KG.
Yeah, just last question. The doc is in, man. I gotta ask him about music, man.
Music and wrestling if you want to.
Oh, we'll keep it to the music.
Yeah,
I know we already gone over. You saw Neil Rule walking here crazy.
But he was about to light us up. And
No,
like, wait.
right, he had to realize who was in the chair.
Oh, the doctor's in.
Right. No, but
all right.
Doc, got to talk to you about music, man. And of course, Detroit, like you said, music has been a big part of why the city has come back. Our pillars, of course, Eminem, Big Sean, but we created a style of music that kind of started with Dexo Sama and kind of got taken mainstream by the T Grizzlies of the world, the Sada Babies, the 42 Dugs. Who are your Detroit artists that you really are going to bat for right now?
Everybody. I mean, it's so much talent here right now, man.
Yeah.
I get record companies calling or record reps like, who's on fire, man. Everybody, bro. Y'all might as well just set up a record company here in Detroit, in the metropolitan area.
Ooh. Yeah,
because everybody's on fire right now, man. I
mean, if somebody could do it, and
there's so many artists to name right now.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, to even see where Detroit music is right now, the Detroit music scene is just so up, up here. But I can't even. I can name. I mean, Babyface Ray,
I love
Fotu, Skilla, V's. It's too many artists to name, man. And then I can go eras like Generations. So
man.
But the music scene is alive and kicking and on the rise. It's
the other cities are biting our sound.
Yeah. It's been like that for sure.
Yeah, the Detroit sound is blending into the mainstream.
To the burbs.
Yeah,
actually people understand who is T Grizzly, who is Sada Baby, and all the names that you just mentioned.
I gotta say Doughboys Cash Out because I think that's who really kind of
they were
that's
some
who
of the
really kind of bust the door open. Actually, I'm gonna say he's not even from here, and this could be a long conversation, but I'm gonna say Jeezy. Jeezy took the chance
he showed a lot
on
of love
Doughboys Cash Out.
He showed a lot of love here.
And took them, worldwide.
That's
and even looking at the comments, people was like, why did he choose them? And why they didn't switch their beats? And they got A-list producers, but they stuck with their sound. And look what it did. Look what it did. Dang. Brought a lot of attention.
That's real.
He's a go-getter.
This has been dope, man. I love Broder, dog. It was epic. I was like, man, he did. That's a bar. We gotta
I know Jeezy songs. I know the Jeezy songs. Which one I can remember? Got you.
I had to make sure, that we paid the acknowledgement. But Dr. Darius, man, thank you for your time today. Thank you for making the effort to get out here. It means a lot. You are a legend. Appreciate a legend, man. Like I said, not just professionally, but what you do in the community and how you carry yourself as an individual too. Thank you, man.
Yeah. Thanks for putting on for your city.
Thank you. I mean, it's continual. It's nonstop.
Yeah,
man. I couldn't come in here without wearing a Tigers jersey because look what the Tigers are doing right now.
Yeah, man. They gonna make it, man.
We could talk for another 20. I've been wanting to ask you about that jersey, that hat. It is the best logo.
One more.
No, it's the best logo in sports.
Absolutely.
We got the chat was lit up. Crazy Clown in the chat. It's like, man, that old English D on the jersey. Just so clean.
This is the one they should have had on 94 right here. This D right here.
Nice.
Hey, let's go. And
what a pleasure.
And you know what? We got a couple giveaways as well. Again, thank you, Dr. Darius.
Appreciate it.
We got a little overtime, so you guys better make sure you continue to hit that like button. Y'all better make sure that you put some good words in the chat because the overtime that he provided gave you guys the time you needed to get some more merch giveaways. So you see what I'm saying? You guys are winning because Dr. Darius. Right. Let's rock, man. Let's rock. Hey, so from the Feldman Mailbag segment, Ed O'Neill.
Hey,
you're gonna be the winner of the merch for the Feldman Mailbag giveaway, and Jeremiah Bayer, you are gonna be the winner of the 150 like giveaway. He was in there really going hard for this.
Oh yeah, I've seen comments all day long.
Smash the like button.
Ed's been in for years. Jeremiah, I see him all day. Yep. Chat's what makes our show. This is how we start growing this baby. What a show. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Darius.
It's been dope.
Talk Lions, Tigers, Pistons, Red. We hit everything today. And Shohei Ohtani.
Yep. Hey, if you are a merch winner, email. You want them to email? You going to continue to? You want them to hit me up?
You got it.
Hey, Kool-Aid at woodwardsports.com. Get in touch with me, and I will tell you all the details so we can make sure that you get your Woodward Sports Shop merch. But thank you, chat family. It's been an epic day. The last show before the Detroit Lions they bounce back against the Arizona Cardinals. I'm feeling confident, man. And it's been a great show. Thank you, Broder, for putting this thing together.
A pleasure.
It just flowed. And then just saying, you know what? It's going to be a chill Friday type of show.
That's what's up.
It was epic, man. And Chat family, again, got to make sure that I show you guys some appreciation. But let's break things down. We'll start with this elite, wonderful, illustrious, magnificent, great, stupendous, hard workers, dogs, better than the rest. I'm talking about the elite. In the sound booth, we got Detroit's #1 draft pick. That is KG, a.k.a. Black Hollywood.
Hey, you know it, bro. First off, go Lions, go Tigers for this weekend, man. Shout out to Dr. Darius for joining us. Man, I can't believe it, man. Detroit legend, man. But shout out to my team in the chat, man. Great show today, and let's keep this shit rolling, man. Y'all know what it is.
Let's rock. Woodward Sports is MVP. It's a Friday show. Usually it's the TD booth, Dr. Darius, but Fridays and Tuesdays it's the TD booth. Woodward Sports MVP, JB Smooth.
Man, why you gotta tell them that? Come on now, dude. Hey, I second KG with everything. Shout out to Tigers. Shout out to the Lions this weekend to go get that win. Also my Spartans as well. Get this win as well. Michigan, not so much. Y'all can chill with all that. But once again, we got a legend over here in the match.
Damn right. Tell him, Doc.
I see him. I
see you, Doc. But still, my Spartans all day. But man, shout out to Dr. Darius for making an appearance here, yo. Well, this is unreal.
Yeah, bro, they didn't even know. They were like, wait, he's coming in. He sent me the VMix link. I was like, oh, he's coming in. They were like, oh, snap.
Man, I'll be here all the time. Just shoot me the invite.
I got you.
Appreciate it.
How about this? Anytime you're in, you want to just come talk?
Absolutely.
We got a seat ready for you.
Let's rock.
Yeah.
Hey, this is our credentialed Tigers reporter and writer for the network. And you know what? Just football nowhere. This is Matthew Broder.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys to chat. Everything this week, you are what makes this show run. Appreciate everybody. Let's have a great weekend. Give me that ball. Let's chest pass, baby.
Let's rock. It's your boy Brandon, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credentialed Pistons reporter and writer for the network. And I wanted to make sure I saved this one again for last. Dr. Darius, Detroit Radio, DJ Supreme. Honestly, just a community impact superhero. Thank you for giving us your time today, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And thank you, chat family. You guys, you crushed today. Let's continue to zoom through this like goal. If you haven't gotten an opportunity to smash that like button, share the stream, and put some love in the chat as well for Dr. Darius. Thank you, guys. Go Lions. Let's rock, man. It's been Wake Up Woodward. Fired up. Hey.